last time in TCR Challenge.
It's one of my very favourite tracks, in my top 5 favourite places to be. It's like Donny said, I just like being here. It doesn't matter what the car is. There's something about this place that makes it so enjoyable to drive. I don't know whether it's the gradients, the corners, the combination of all of them.
The lights are coming on. 3, 4, 5. Held for just a second and then let go. It looks like Spencer got a good run on Stephen and Samblees. Look at Samblees going that early. Bit of tussling further back here with David Johnson. We're heading into Cascades and that's a crossed over Audi. And away you go. I'll slam the door shut and think
These guys have been racing together for years, haven't they?
They have.
They know each other, they know each other's driving inside out, and look at them. You don't see anything closer than this because he's never into his car.
yeah. He's a penalty. 40 seconds stop and hold. Good evening, race fans, and welcome to the BSTV TCR Challenge. Before we get into all of this, and I introduce you to which track we are and see if Stefan can keep it on the track without spinning like he just did, we're going to go through this little showdown, because this is the final rounds of this series, Season 12 this is, and it's turning out to be quite a show. So...
Oh, good evening, my dear friend Pete, and good evening, everybody out there in Simland.
Yes,
And,
good evening. I appear to have no race info on my screen at the moment, so I'm going to have to sort out a gremlin that I've now encountered, which is a bit strange. I'm not sure what's going on here at the moment. I've got no graphics. But everything looks right. I was working on this with a certain other person the other day, so I'm going to make sure that it's all working as it should. Everything seems to be right though, and I just don't know why I've not got any graphics. So I'm going
it's an interesting red thing around this screen.
Oh yeah, that's a bit different. See if that disappears.
Oh, it's gone blue.
Yeah, that's better. Right, let's see if I can figure out what's going on by restarting SDK.
Oh, now it's gone away, so
Yeah,
it's probably better.
we can only
The lights
hope,
are
can't
on.
we?
The lights are on. Does that imply that it's getting on a bit?
It's actually early morning.
Oh, thank goodness.
Sim time. So let's see what controls we have now, shall we? I still appear to have no SDK.
Well, Spa looks beautiful in the dawn light. I've got to say, you can smell the atmosphere and the oil and the tension in the air as the drivers are coming to the circuit. It's really exciting, and can't tell you how excited this is. I'm sitting here, a little bundle of excitement. I'm vibrating, Pete.
Excellent stuff. I still don't have any connection suddenly with SDK. I just think I've figured it out. And there we go. Right, okay, that was from some work I was doing the other day. So we are at Spa. Let's try this again, shall we? We are in the final rounds. This is the season finale, and we have 3 races, as you will have seen from that video that I played a moment ago. We have Gary Craig, we have Sam Blease, and we have Spencer McCarthy all duking it out for the top spot this season. And we have yet to figure out, obviously, who is going to take home all the plaudits. So I'm Pete Bing Chillin, because that's what Spencer said I need to be called for the rest of this season. And I'm here with Sir Alan on a 21-degree track at Spa-Francorchamps. We're on Grand Prix pits, you'll be glad to know, not the endurance ones that take 6 years to navigate and a sat-nav. Right, we have, how long before we go racing? We've got quite a bit of time. They've just gone into qualifying, as I understand it. Let's just have a quick look. No, they're just getting to the very end, the dying embers of practice. And in practice there, you can see that Stephen Walker and Wobbly are the fastest cars on track at the moment. That's going to make an interesting race, Alan.
Yeah, well, this 3 in the 232s, you know.
Yeah. So
I can't wait. I don't know what's going on in this race since they changed the cars and the amount of drag parameter. It's going to change the race, I think.
It's going to change the Spa race for sure. But I've got one more additional video for you, and I need you all to focus on the bottom left corner.
Oh, this is exciting. What's this, Pete?
So, there we have it, folks. Many thanks to Adam Wright for the videos this evening. He's been very, very busy, as you can tell. And I thought they were fantastic. If you notice the bottom left corner, then you'll also have figured out that next season we have a sponsor. We'll talk more about that into the new season. For now, we need to talk about this season, don't we, Alan?
We do. Yes,
yeah, this is it. This is the final. It's the final round of the dueling, or the pugilism, or whatever you want to call it, of season 12. It's going to be a shame to see this season go on. It's been brilliant.
Oh, from start to finish, we've had an absolute feast. A joyful feast of great racing, haven't we?
Some of it has just been like, it's been difficult to commentate on because there's been so much going on at all points. And, you know, we've come down to this. These two races are going to define who takes that coveted title of the BSTV TCR Challenge champion for season 12. At the minute, Gary Craig has his sticky mitts all over the trophy, trying to wrestle it out of last season's champion Sam Bleeze's hands. So Gary Craig has 1,191 points, including, or accounting for rather, his drop races. Sam Bleeze is behind him on 1,183 points. That's 8 points different. However, just behind them both is someone who arguably is having a brilliant season. When he turns up, he's not done as many races as everybody else, but he has won 10 of our races so far, and he's participated in 20 of them up to now. He's on 1,173 points, and that's Spencer McCarthy on your screens right now. So he's 10 points shy of his own sister teammate Sam Bleeze. Sam Bleeze being in the white version of Geodesic Racing. So it's going to be... This is it really, isn't it, Alan? This is the two races that are going to define what happens. So it's going to be brilliant, this one.
This has been a season-long duel between Sam and Spencer. But what's happened is that Gary, by his just continual shrewd driving, has put himself in there. It's like it's brilliant stuff by Gary to do that, because even the first says is probably a tenth down or something on the other two. But
yeah.
It's been shrewd and quiet, and I'm delighted to see him in the lead. But there's no way he just can't call this.
No.
So I would say I have got some favouritism for Gary for the underdog, but also Spencer, because I don't think Gary Spencer's got a golden banner. And if anybody deserves it out of this series, Spencer deserves that.
Yeah, he's probably the fastest racer we've got, the most consistent racer we've got. Because Wobbly's very, very fast, and he's not won it. But Spencer's probably the fastest, most consistent racer that's never won it. Never got a yellow banner. Gary's not got a yellow banner yet. I think it's only a matter of time before both of them get it. Will it be this season? So, just finishing off the top 5 in the championship. Wobbly is in 4th on 1,131 points, 42 behind Spencer. So he's got a long way to go if he was to even try and win it. I think the other 3 would have had to not turn up. And Jamie Jeffrey in 5th. Now, that is a standout situation, I think. This is his first season back properly for TCR, I think. And consistency gets you points, and points get you up the league. And he's done a great job, hasn't he?
He's consistently threatened the top 5, hasn't he? Right from the get-go.
Yeah, he's been lurking, hasn't he? Just outside the top 5.
You know, it's not easy in this company just to step into this league and perform so well, and he's really made a big impression. And yeah, it doesn't surprise me because he's just been there and thereabouts all season.
Yeah,
and so's David as well. It's they've both been new drivers and really fantastic way they've driven and brought the fight to the guys.
Yeah, no David Johansen today. Not yet, anyway. Unless he's going to be a last-minute addition. He may be on holiday or something. It's that time of year. So we shall run through the other. He is, by the way, Jamie Jeffrey, a good 400 points behind Wobbly. That shows how separated the top of the field, the first 4 races are from everyone else. So then we've got Jamie Wilson in 6th, Matt Elmore in 7th, Carl Hardy in 8th, Stephen Walker in 9th, but he's not done very many races this season, and David Johansen, who we were just talking about, in 10th. So, right, let's see what else we've got to talk about. The team championship, Alan. Let me go and get my team standings up. BSTV are top of the pile, 1,762 points.
Oh,
yeah, it's a good result for him. Let's park it on. In fact, we'll park it on JB because
that surprises me a bit. Well done, lads.
Yeah, it's
really well done. That's fantastic.
It's brilliant. Geodesic Racing are in 2nd on 1,703 points, and then Spectre 6 are 3rd. Spectre 6 the number, which is Stephen Walker and Tony Walker, Walker Brothers. Wasn't that a band? I can't remember. I'm sure it was.
It was.
Yeah. 1,287 points. So that's the best part of 600 points. No, they're not. Best part of 500 points behind Geodesic Racing. Then we've got Geodesic Racing White and Safeguard by result make up the top 5. It's been a standout season for me, this one. Absolutely brilliant racing from so many people. Some dramas as well. The 2 Geodesic boys at the top of the pile have had some significant dramas along the way. Sam Blease has had some incidents with other cars, got involved in stuff that weren't of his making, some stuff that was, and of course the 40-second stop and hold from last week, Alan.
Oh, yeah. You got to feel for Sam. That was painful in the extreme. It really was. And but what a pair him and Spencer make.
Yeah, if they were in the same team, they'd be lethal. But thankfully, for everybody else at least, they're in separate teams in Geodesic this time. So one's in white and one's in standard. Right, we are 10 minutes into this qualifying, and your provisional poleman is Spencer McCarthy. He's done a 2:32.8. We saw a few 2:32s in practice, one of which was Stephen Walker, and he's done another one here in qualifying. So provisionally second on a 2:32.9. Hopefully everybody will make a race of this. There'll be the reticence to get involved in the 3-way fight between Gary, Spencer and Sam, I'm sure. But this is racing, isn't it, Ellen? So we expect them to go to take it to a race, don't we?
Yeah, absolutely. They're racers to the core. These guys, they'll race hard, but they'll certainly have an eye on the fact that you don't want to put somebody off at this stage of the season if they're in with a part of the championship. But these guys are very, very good drivers. You know, uh, they can race hard and safely.
Yeah, when you look at the official standings in iRacing, most of these guys are right up there in their respective divisions. Doesn't matter about iRacing in these leagues. Um, League racing's a different creature to official racing, but in the officials, most of these guys are at the very pointy end of each of the divisions, which shows what league racing does for racecraft, Alan. And when you can race around people that you can trust, you naturally, I think, become faster because you are willing to explore the track, knowing that the people around you are not just going to wipe you out. Do you agree with that?
Oh, league racing's been an absolute core of my iRacing life. It's been it when I got invited into a league for the first time. It transformed not only it transformed everything. It changed my life. It didn't just change my iRacing time. It absolutely transformed my life. You know, the
Right.
friendships I made, the amount of time I spent on track, the excitement of racing with people who are far better than yourself, and you know, getting that chance to race people who are better that you don't get when in the officials is, yeah, it's really great. And the sense of community you get with the league as well. You know, it's really, really important. A really important part of what we do is the sense of community. You know, these people mean the world to me, and I've been on the sharp end of a lot of kindness. And yeah, fantastic community. And you know, there's a lot more to it than just piloting a digicar quickly.
Oh, absolutely. Um, you've wordsmithed that far better than I ever could. So, the format for anybody watching, because we've got quite a few people watching tonight, the format of this will be a 20-minute race, followed by that's a sprint, followed by what we call the feature, but it's a 40-minute sprint, really, isn't it, Alan? We've seen it a few times. With a mandatory pit stop. We've never seen anybody non-stop it. I don't think it's physically possible from feedback. And that's a good thing because it needs to be fair and even for everybody. As Wobbly has just taken provisional pole, and if they haven't finished their race laps, Alan, then they need to do so this lap and quickly because this is a heat race that will just stop them from qualifying. So I'm guessing that these guys are just putting in a sighting lap for lap one or something because they won't be finishing this as Stefan takes the shortcut over Radion. In fact, he's pulled up the car.
It's Wobbly got his 232 in.
He
So
did. He did. Oh, who's that? Joy of the State. Found on the IR forums, thinking about signing up next season. Here to check out the racing. Well, we've got a website. You can find the website in the YouTube channel if you're watching on YouTube. And you need to sign up there once that season goes live. No point just yet because I've not launched it. We'll go through all the forums, etc. But welcome. This is a great league to join, and it will only do you good in your iRacing career. So, the grid. This is round 23, the penultimate round. Wobbly is your pole man. Spencer McCarthy will go off on the front row next to him. Stephen Walker will go off third on the second row with Sam Blees next to him in fourth. Gary Craig will go off fifth. Sixth will be Carl Hardy. Seventh will be Matt Elmore. Eighth will be Adam Wright. Ninth will be Jamie Jeffrey. 10th will be Lee Bowden. 11th will be Jamie Wilson. 12th will be Tony Walker. 13th will be JB Dejoux, is that right? Yeah. Matt Flannery in 14th. 15th will be Ant Woodward. Fiona Siddons will go off 16th and 17th. And at the minute last is Stefan Goebel. It's not like he's going to move up, is it? So that is our starting grid. Interesting to see that the top spots are not dominated by our protagonists. Interesting, do you think? Because I think that's going to be a defining factor.
Well, I don't know. I don't know how it's going to pan out because the cars are new and the circuit's different. So, but normally the people who are quick win races.
Absolutely, the cream does rise to the top, and we've seen it quite a lot this season. We may do something else with the format for next season, as in have 2 championships within the one. That's up for discussion in next week, actually, in week 13. Here we go. Lights are coming on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and they are gone. There was no pause at all. Hard to see at the minute, but it looks like Spencer got a stinker. Everybody seems to be crawling up behind him. Oh, maybe not. Maybe it was just Wobbly getting a really good start.
Yeah, I think Wobbly got lightning start, didn't he? He does that.
Yeah, we'll do a lap on board with somebody in a bit, because Spa is a bit of a challenging track at the best of times. First time into Eau Rouge and then up the hill and over the top of Radion. Have to watch out for people taking shortcuts through Radion and getting slowdowns. Lee Bowden was chancing it there. Is that Matt Flannery flashing his lights? He can't keep away from the button, can he? Eh dear. Right, down the Kemmel Straight we go. The draft train starts. The draft isn't as good as Alan pointed out early in the broadcast. Sam Blease has overshot that corner, I would say. A breathless start here.
It is, but the track looks very lovely in the morning light.
It does, doesn't it? Very early morning. Adam Wright door to door with flashy Matt Elmore there. And 2x2. 2x2 through Brussels, yeah. No tears yet. Look at this. Side by side for about 4 corners, and now they've sorted themselves out.
Crikey, Pete.
At the front.
They're at it already.
Yeah, they are at it already. Sam is desperately trying to get Stephen one place behind him, but Stephen's kept that. That's a great bit of driving from Stephen Walker, ex-champion there. That's champion on champion, that one.
There's some class out there, that's for sure.
Definitely.
And I love this track, so...
I have to say, I never used to. When it was off-track central, I didn't like it at all. Now that crown... Ooh, that's Ant Woodward out in the weeds there. He was nearly paying for readmission. He was that far wide, but never mind. He's kept it clean and back on the track. Through Blanchimont for the lead 4. They got a bit of a gap to Gary Craig and somebody going wide behind him. That was Carl Hardy. Spencer doing a bit... Ooh, a little nudge there from Stephen Walker. That's going to be telling later on.
Oh, Stephen's waiting.
He is waiting, but he may bottleneck the entire field by waiting. Right, they can all go again now. 4 into the last source. That doesn't go, does it? I don't know, they've sorted themselves out now.
Well, that didn't do Gary any harm.
It certainly brought him. Yeah, brought him forward. But Cal Hardy's now in front of him after all that. Gary's got his teammate behind him at the minute. Well, sister team. That's Adam Wright behind him in the garish pink car. So Gary's maintained his start position. It's Carl Hardy that's moved forward here. He's 2 positions forward from where he started. Wobbly Kneecaps is away and has got himself a 1.7, nearly 1.8 second lead as he romps off to what he hopes will be a victory. And Sam Blee's in a relative area of comfort. Have you got your calculator to hand? Because I'm pretty sure we're going to have to work out some maths soon.
I've got a piece of paper and a pencil.
That's good. You and I learned how to do proper maths, didn't we? So, not that I can probably do it on the fly, but
look at Wobbly's flying.
He certainly is. And then look at this rabble.
Oh, crikey.
Matt Elmore now probably flashing his lights, trying to burn the paint off the car in front, which is Jamie Jeffrey. And Jamie Wilson there, stalking him. So Jamie Wilson's the back of this massive train. Let's get you some graphics on the screen, shall we, that you can all have a good stare at. So the battle for third place at the moment starts with Spencer, ends with Jamie Wilson. It's 8 cars deep. David Ayres says there's some class commentary too, Alan. I like the way he left my name out of that. Dear.
Oh, David, I'm so sad you're not racing, but I well understand with your wobbly computer issues.
It's his connection. He just needs. Matt Elmore, another one wild and outside on the 1X territory. It's just his internet connection. He just needs to bin whoever it is and get a better one.
BRD.
Right down the bottom end of the field at the minute is Matt Flannery and JB duking it out. Sorry, go on.
That's all right. I'm just feeling sorry for David.
Okay.
It would have been great to have if he was here. But,
don't feel too bad for him because I wasn't in his class commentary list of people. That was a field of one. Tony Walker on the lights there. Go on, Tony, flash him. Flash the flasher.
I think he just probably took it for granted that everybody knows how awesome you are, Pete, to be honest.
I applaud your optimism on that one, I really do. Right, so this battle's now got a few more cars. There's 11 cars now for third place. Oh, Gary on the inside of Carl.
Yeah.
I think Carl gave him that a bit.
Well, they're good mates, aren't they? And, you know, I think Gary's probably got the edge of pace as well, to be honest. So it doesn't surprise me that he got a clean pass. Certainly, if I don't think Carl would give the place away, but if it was clear that Gary's got a run on him, I don't think he can test it that hard.
No, I mean, I was in the official with them all yesterday, and Carl got wiped out by somebody else, like properly, like pit manoeuvred. So I never really got to see Carl's pace, but I believe it's pretty good. He's in 5th at the minute, so it must be pretty good.
Oh, he goes well around Spa.
Yeah, Matt Flannery got that done, by the way, on JB. Stephen Walker.
That's good. Well done, Matt. It's not easy to get by JB these days, is it?
No, he's rapid these days. And then, yeah, Stephen Walker on a kind of recovery drive after he gave positions back earlier.
Oh.
Piling the pressure on Adam.
And there's giving plenty of making his car very wide.
He certainly is.
Two really good drivers having at it. What could be better? We don't mind this.
Whoa, and Adam's gone super wide there.
That's such an important corner though, isn't it, Pete? You've got to carry your pace through, and it's just absolutely gorgeous when you pin it.
Oh,
it is.
Adam slams the door on him.
Oh, it must stop murder.
Yeah. Lovely corner though, isn't it? Uphill.
Oh, it's fantastic.
Camber feels like it's with you, and you feel mighty going through the second portion of it.
It depends if you got the first part right.
Yeah, yeah. So we had a huge amount of change of places between JB and Matt Flannery. Further down the field, we like to ensure everybody's represented. So this is not too long ago.
Oh.
Yeah. And then JB stuffs it into the inside there, maintains that line. But then ultimately, I think Matt Flannery kept this because he's on the optimal line. Ooh, that was a bit of door banging. There's a bit of trading paint there, I think, don't you?
I think they would say this is fair, all's fair in love and war at the moment. No, don't. Certainly not giving much quarter. But
no, definitely not. So that was that.
It seemed fairly mutual and fairly agreed upon, rather, to be honest.
This battle is still going, but it got a bit tasty while we were watching that replay just there. So Camel straight, bit of toe for Flashy Elmore. on the Chimera car of Jamie Wilson, gets his nose in front, and Jamie hangs it round the outside, gives him loads of room, maintains the position. But for how long? Because that battle is still going on.
Yes. Well, Jamie's been very quick, so he's not going to be easy to get by. He's not.
No.
So
And these two need to get a room because they've been racing for 2 or 3 laps, or 2 laps, I think it is. Nearly pushing each other around. Do you know what? My timing screen's just triggered with loads and loads of off tracks. One after the other, all the way through the race. I'm ignoring it because in a 20-minute race, I don't think we're going to get to the incident limit. But it may be a feature, I guess, of the feature race. Who knows? I mean, that looked like Gary getting a bit wide. Stephen Walker on the brakes, on the inside, into the bus stop, Alan.
yes, people have been getting a bit wide. I've been taking a generous line occasionally, I've noticed.
Oh, I always fear seeing what I've just seen on my timing screen, which was this. Ding.
Oh, Ant. Oh no.
Yeah, Ant's missing most of his car now, and Lee, I think, pretty much got away with that. Either side of Lee on that one for those two. That was Matt Flannery and JB mid-battle, that was. So, that was a bit messy.
That was a nice jolt of adrenaline for the guys there.
Yeah, here we go. Look at the draft. Let's see what it does. Adam Wright. It used to be you'd get absolutely slingshot round the car.
Yeah, no.
Not now. And Stephen's going to maintain that position.
No, he would have been well in the toe there, wouldn't he? So you're right. He would have slingshot that. That's very clear.
Matt Elmore managed to do Jamie Wilson on Kemmel Straight, but Jamie's got to slow down, so that's going to disappoint him. He must have cut the top of Radion.
Well, he was under a lot of pressure, wasn't he? And he's lost the place to Tony as well, by the looks of it then, has he?
He has, yeah. Tony's doing really well on this one. Good effort, Tony Walker. Let's move forward and have a look at what's going on around the key protagonists. So, your race leader is this man, Wobbly the Traitor Kneecaps. If you want to find out why he's called that, go back a few races and you'll find out. On YouTube, that is, obviously. Then we've got Sam Blees. Not sure what this does to the points yet. I'm going to hope and pray that Gary does something with points during the intermission so that I can figure it out. Or he can figure it out for me. Behind him is his sister teammate Spencer McCarthy, and behind him is Gary Craig. So all three together on track, really, in terms of position. Gary's not going to want Carl to pass him, but this is a race, after all. So that was your top 5, folks.
Well, Carl won't hold back if he's offered a golden opportunity to go by. He'll take it. So
Right.
Certainly Gary's got to keep his act together. He can't afford to give him an easy opportunity, because Carl's got the instincts of a shark when it comes to that.
Yes.
He's like, offer him a pie, that's it, your arm's gone.
I know, right up to the shoulder. So that was Fiona overtaking Ant Woodward, a much ailed Ant Woodward, it has to be said.
Don't like to see that, but it's probably driving into the pits, is he?
He will be. SRL have turned up. Hello, good evening. You have joined us for our season finale. 2 rounds of racing to define who is going to be champion. We'll cover the key protagonists. Into this race, Gary Craig was the leader by 8 points over Sam Blees, who is ahead of him on track. And then behind Sam on track and behind Sam in the championship before this race, Spencer McCarthy, who trailed him by 10 points. I am literally going to go and check my own league's point system to figure out what you actually get. So, race points, there we go. I'm having a look now. Everybody needs to stop laughing at me, please. Thank you very much.
Pretty cool that we've got them stacked up like that. Sam, Spencer, and Gary.
Yeah.
All in a line.
So you get 75 for winning a race, and at the minute Wobbly is looking like he's having that. Oh yeah, matching the
look at
fastest
that.
laps. I don't think I've ever seen that before. I really don't.
Oh my word!
Who's going to get the
I
point?
don't think I've ever seen it.
Who's going to get the point though in the
They both
championship?
have to get one, won't they?
I don't know. That's what I'm struggling with.
No,
I
they
don't
both
think
have
we've
to get
ever
one.
calculated for that scenario. But never mind.
Oh no, that's to 1,000%.
That really is. What is wrong with these humans? It's just not normal. Anyway, so you get 75 points for winning, 70 points for second place, 65 for third, so separated by 5 points for the top three, and then 61 points for fourth, which is where Gary is now. So you get a 4-point drop from there. So let's try and remember that and figure out who's doing what and when at the end of the race. But I don't know who's going to get the point for that. Hopefully Clyde's watching and he knows the answer.
I'm sure somebody will. Google it.
Google my own league point system. That's hilarious. Right then. I believe the point goes to whoever got the fastest lap first. That would make sense. And now I don't know. Oh dear. Welcome to BSTV.
Oh, Tony's not getting rid of Jamie very well, is he?
Oh, right, Clyde is listening. So, we've got two drivers on the same fastest lap. So, is it the first person to the fastest lap, or do they both get a point, or have we not coded that into our point system at all? Right then, Gary's still got a shadow in the form of Carl Hardy. Who else is close racing at the moment? Jamie Jeffrey has now caught up with Adam Wright. That just shows Jamie Jeffrey's pace. He's been very good this season in that car. And Jamie Wilson is now caught up with Tony Walker after Jamie's slowdown earlier, which I feel was over the top of Radion. We just had this happen. Now, we're going to focus on Lee Bowden in this one, who's the car in front. So we'll focus on Lee. I'm not sure what's happened. Oh, he's got a mega slowdown. That's what's happened there. But or has he? Or has he? Something else is going to happen in a minute. I think he's got technical issues because shortly after this, it's got him down as reset into the pits, and there seems to be nothing else wrong. So I think he's either carrying significant damage or he's got technical issues. But he gets to the top of Kemmel Straight here, and then parks it and resets. So I think that is a technical issue for Lee Bowden. Hopefully he can sort that out before the second race.
He drove past the pits, didn't he? So it must have been something unexpected, not something he planned for. Otherwise, he would have gone into the pits. Yeah. Now you've got Stephen interested in this little battle between Gary and Craig, and it's making it easy for him, of course.
Yeah. So our dilemma over the fastest lap has been answered by Sir Jax and white flag.
Oh, not again!
Yeah, it's crept up on us again.
Goodness me!
Yeah, it does it every time, doesn't it? Sneaks up. Oh, that was interesting. Tony Walker and going toe to toe with Jamie.
Oh.
So Sir Jax has answered the question. The exam question. It'll go to further decimal places and award it that way. Otherwise, as Clyde rightly says, iRacing would break in the background forever, and that's going to be a monster slowdown for Jamie Walker. Jamie Walker? Who's Jamie Walker? Jamie Wilson again.
Well, that close, perhaps they're going to, these things happen, these metaphysical births.
Yep. So, as I understand it, as long as my maths is good, and we all know my maths is terrible, I think that this result here with Sam Blease finishing second will gain him 9 points over Gary Craig, which means that Sam takes over the lead of the championship after this round. Because there's a 9 point difference between second and fourth. Now, anybody's happy to argue with me on that. In fact, he will do, because he'll probably get the fastest lap, because I think his was first. I'm trying to work it out now. But we'll have to see if Gary manages to do some abacus work in the background after the race. After this race, rather. Okay.
It still seems rather close, Pete.
It's very, very close, Alan, because that will be a 1 point or 2 point difference between top of the championship and second in the championship. And then Spencer will have obviously drawn closer to Gary as well, but have lost ground to Sam Blease, and be, what's that, about 15 points, or it will be 15 points, 16 points behind Sam Blease going into the final race. So where is everybody? Where's Wobbly? Here's Wobbly. About to take the... Yeah, he's taking the win.
Well done, Wobbly.
Well done, Traitor. Then
it was a good drive. He wasn't headed. He just got a really good start and made it count.
Yeah. Gary Craig celebrating his 4th place there. And everybody over the line. Oh, Stephen Walker's just pipped everybody for the fastest lap of the race on the last lap.
Oh.
Good effort, son. That's lovely.
Well,
very good.
Yes, we don't mind seeing that happen by any means.
No, that's brilliant racing. We've still got a couple finishing. Stefan, who had a bit of a moment early on. Oh, don't forget incidents. Good point from Clyde. Incidents will define this, potentially. I knew there was a reason he was part of this enterprise, you know. And then Fiona, good effort. Third, didn't finish last. Got 2 positions underneath.
Feet.
Yeah, keeping it. Keep racing. That's what this is all about. Right, so let's have a look at the results of round 23. Wobbly took home the win. And won by 1.8 seconds, we'll call that, for Impulse Racing. Sam Blease finished second for Geodesic Racing White. Third was Spencer McCarthy for Geodesic Racing. Gary Craig in 4th for BSTV, with Carl Hardy 5th for Safeguard. 6th was Stephen Walker for Spectre 6. Adam Wright finished 7th for BSTV Esports Pink. Jamie Jeffrey finished 8th for CCR. Matt Elmore finished 9th for Spectre 6. 10th was Tony Walker for the other Spectre 6. Jamie Wilson was 11th for Team Chimera. Matt Flannery finished 12th for Geodesic Racing. 13th was JB Deschue for BSTV. Fiona Siddons finished 14th and gained a position after the finish of the race. So somebody was carrying too many points, too many incident points. I think it was Stefan. I think it was Stefan. Yeah, you're right. 15th for VTS Esports. Lee Bowden finished 16th and 17th, and last was Ant Woodward after we saw what happened to him in that incident. So drama all the way through that race. We are now in a very short intermission. We often see drivers practicing pit stops in this little intermission, but this is a long track, isn't it, Alan? So it takes quite a while to get round in order to practice a pit stop.
It does, but as we know, pit stops are often race defining and crucial in this league.
You couldn't say that more times and have more meaning behind it, because look what happened to Sam Blease last week. He must be code brown in it about this one. If he managed to speed in the pit lane last time, there's nothing to stop him this time, is there?
Oh crikey, this, even with the short pit lane, it's still long.
Actually, yeah, it is. I think he got done on the entry to pit road as we watched Stephen Walker on track, going down up towards Blanchimont, which is this left-hander, flat on a racing lap. Once your tyres are nice and warm, a little tiny lift on a sighting lap or an out lap like this one. Into the braking zone here for the bus stop. First gear, took it in. Is he going to do a pit? Yes, he is. So It's a tight pit lane entry. Look at that.
Oh.
Ooh. And then there's your cones. And then you've got all of this pit road to navigate, Alan.
Yes, it's a tricky entry. If you're not careful, you're going to lose some paint on that entry on the right-hand side there. I know that. I've been here a few times.
And I've seen on this track, it was in an endurance race, fair enough, and it was a multi-class endurance race. I've seen the pit lane get blocked by cars crashing.
Yeah. Yes, it would have been the same race. I saw it, Pete. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Yes, that was a killer. That was, wasn't it?
Well, it stopped about 6 cars getting into pit road. I remember one of them bailed out and said, "You know what? I'll do another lap then." So yeah, let's see what Spencer. We're on board with Spencer, obviously. It's not obvious to you. It will be now. Let's see what he does with his pit lane approach. There's no doubt this will be for pit lane. He doesn't do a great deal of practice. I think he's done officials this week, but I don't think he's done a practice pit stop. You don't pit stop in officials. So he got a bit of curb on the bus stop there, but that looks pretty safe. Very nice. And he goes.
I would say I was erring on the side of safety there.
Yeah. If I do this, does it tell us what the temperature is? Yes, it does. Oh, that's so good, isn't it? The temperature has dropped.
Oh, well, that'll please them.
That will please them. After a couple of laps, at least. Right, then, let's have a look at what's going on elsewhere. Tony Walker's on track. Yeah, so we'll cogitate and deliberate about what the points might be later on. Because, as Clyde rightly says, incidents will define this, most likely, because this is Spa. Historically, a high incident track.
We had one suffered penalties. Were there others on the cusp there, Pete?
Oh, I don't know. I would need to make a mess of our broadcast in order to check, which I'm not willing to do.
Don't check.
Yeah.
Don't do that then.
No.
But I just wonder how many others were actually holding back and being careful at the end there.
Oh, maybe loads of them. Who knows?
Stefan's not a reckless driver by any means, is he?
No, not at all. And Fiona says P14 makes the 150-mile round trip to be here, and it's worth it. And that's all we need to know. So, we didn't talk about reverse grid, but we reversed the top 8 from the first round tonight. So, Jamie Jeffrey for CCR takes the top spot. On the front row with him is Adam Wright for BSTV Sports Pink. Stephen Walker goes off 3rd for Spectre 6. Carl Hardy goes off 4th for Safeguard. 5th will be Gary Craig, which is exactly where he started last time, I think. And then we have Spencer McCarthy in 6th. 7th will be Sam Blease. 8th will be Wobbly Kneecaps. 9th will be Matt Elmore. 10th will be Tony Walker. 11th will be Jamie Wilson. Matt Flannery will be 12th. 13th will be JB Dejoux. 14th will be Fiona Siddons. 15th will be Stefan Goebel. 16th Lee Bowden. I think we're going racing. 17th Ant Woodward. Grid and camera. We're going green already. And we are gone.
It's tyre smoke.
Jamie Jeffrey got a terrible start. Probably not clutching it quite properly. And I think Stephen Walker's got the whole shot here. That's a lovely bit of driving from Stephen Walker. Oh my word, that was excellent.
Oh, it's a bit of a shame for Jamie there. It is. Probably under pressure, you know, there's a lot of tension when you're in the front. But, yeah, he's made not his best start.
I thought Gary...
And Adam's away, and Adam and Jamie are formidable, so if they form a bottleneck here, Stephen could get away. Crikey.
Without doubt. Look at this lot. All piling into
oh goodness.
Lecoum, which is the end of Kemmel Straight here.
Well, you can see this is the start of the feature race, the long 40-minute race.
Yeah, everybody's taking it dead easy, of course.
Goodness, where's my whiskey? Goodness me.
I know. I need some at this rate. Stephen Walker's got himself 3 car lengths over Adam. Looking further back, we're looking for championship protagonists. The furthest forward one at the minute and trying to secure himself the championship is Sam Blease. One position ahead of Gary Craig, who is in turn one position ahead of Spencer McCarthy.
Can't separate them.
You
Absolutely
can you?
can't separate them, can you? Goodness.
And Stephen Walker flashing his lights for the camera. Yay!
Yay!
The only place you can do flashy lighty legally, in my opinion, is at the front of the race where you're not intimidating anybody else. So well done, Stephen. It went into Garage 101 a while ago, and Gary Craig has his front end's been bashed in. That's definitely damaged.
What happened to Carl?
Where is Carl? Where is Carl? Carl's way back here. Wow, yeah. So he's in 10th. He's 6 places down. Spencer McCarthy.
Is that why Gary's bashed, I wonder?
Whoa! Sam Blease. It's not Tokyo.
That likes that, doesn't he?
Look at this.
Ooh,
Here's the 3 of them. 3 wide into the bus stop. Maybe we're 6 wide. Who knows? 10 wide? I don't know. It's getting silly now. That's getting a bit tasty around Sam Blease there, though.
Wow.
We'll talk about Carl again in a minute. All I've got are things popping up on my event tracker. I don't know which one to click on. Is it worth clicking on any of them? Probably not. Let's just let them race it out. Flashy on the inside of Jamie Wilson there. Wobbly getting in the thick of it now with Sam Blease behind him. I don't know what happened there to Sam Blease. He got mugged all the way through all of that. I know he went mega wide at Blanchimont, but...
Yes, well, he just lost a bit of momentum, didn't he? That's all that you need to do.
Yeah.
But I noticed that Stephen's making hay while the sun shines here. And that's what I expected him to do, and yes, Mr.
He is,
Purple
but he's got company.
Yes, but it's very hard to overtake the man that's getting purple laps.
Yeah, definitely. Right, so let's have a look and see. This is just the second lap. Can you believe it's just the second lap? I feel like I've done 5 laps. Carl Hardy in the background, having a really good stare at Flashy.
Well, old comrades in arms.
Yes, yeah, very much so.
And sheer taste in obscene green.
Obscene green is brilliant. It's funny because it rhymes. Right, Adam Walker. Who's Adam Walker? Adam Wright putting pressure on Steve Walker.
Yeah, well,
that's spoonerising everybody's names tonight. Yeah,
isn't it? You know, you don't hear something like that very often. Somebody putting pressure on Stephen Walker.
No, you don't. It's bizarre, isn't it?
So that just shows you. That just shows you the kind of quality that Adam's brought to the table. He's been outstanding this season.
He has, and as I noted before, he is to be credited with the videos that you saw at the beginning of the stream.
Really sickeningly talented all round.
Yeah, sickening. Brilliant word, used perfectly. Right, so Blanchimont, let's see who goes epically wide. Wobbly got wide, Jamie got wide. There's a whole bag full of them getting wide back there. Ooh, what was that further forward? That was Jamie Jeffrey and Spencer getting a bit tasty. Let's have a quick look at that before somebody else starts a fight.
Yeah, that's going to be tight, isn't it, between them two, no matter what.
Yeah. Oh, Jamie Jeffrey slung it in the corner and outbraked himself. That's what happened there.
He saw Spencer coming, didn't he?
He did. He got a bit foxed by it.
Yeah. I can well understand that.
In all that, Lee Bowden managed to overtake Matt Flannery. It's right far down the order, but it happened nonetheless. Oh, and I thought Jamie was going to go wide then. He didn't. He managed to hold that in check. There we go. Oh, that's a sideways car in the background. I think that was Fiona. It was. Stylishly over Radion for Fiona Siddons. That was brilliant. Right then.
Keep it straight, Fee.
Yeah. Just got to finish. Spencer McCarthy has taken the fastest lap of this race up to now on that last lap.
Oh, we've got a way to go yet. There.
Oh, and we do need to see this. Some would say it's reasonably important. So this is Stephen Walker and Adam Wright, first and second in the race. And that suggests to me that the draft is good.
Well, if it's going to be anywhere, it's a decent draft. That's going to be it, that's for sure. But even so, that was a pretty clean pass.
Yeah, David Ayres on the chat's just vindicated himself about leaving me out of the class commentary comment from before because I keep getting everybody's names spoonerised. It's actually legit now, really, isn't it? So this is going to go on for a while, I think. This duelling for first place. Stephen drops into tow. Spencer McCarthy in the background, Jamie Jeffrey just behind him. And then after that is Gary, Wobbly and Sam in quick succession. They are here. Then we've got Jamie, Matt and Carl in quick succession. They are there. So all going on at the moment as Stephen regains that lead into the bus stop then. It happens so fast on this track. You think it wouldn't, but it does. So here we go. This is going to be simply later on the brakes, I think. Better line, better speed actually, as well.
Well, he got the line, didn't he? He's a demon on the braking.
He certainly is. That was probably one of the finest overtakes I've seen there.
That was beautiful.
That was tremendous.
We do see that kind of thing, especially from Stephen. It's very clean in his execution. These others, Sam and Spencer, just get round just as well, but his execution always seems so clean to me.
Look at that. Adam Wright was trying to hide his car behind that Honda Civic of Stevens and then popped out.
How close do you want it?
I know.
Isn't that awesome racing? Goodness me.
Brilliant line. Brilliant line. Unreal.
They're still bunched up.
They are. Look at it on the track map. I don't know why they bother making a 2 point whatever it is mile track. They're all just racing on the same bit anyway. Right. What's Lee doing further back? Lee has found JB, so he's starting to close in on him. JB's been off track a minute ago, but that means nothing round Spa. We all know that.
Yeah.
It's this crowd here. This is the race for fourth place at the minute. Starts with Jamie Jeffrey in the front of your picture, and then ends right there in the back with Carl. 7 cars for fourth place at the moment.
Well, I was having a tough time making any headway against Matt, who was having a tough time making any headway against Jamie.
Yeah, I think that'll change significantly. We're nearly a quarter of the way into this race already. It doesn't half fly. Spencer McCarthy's just taken the fastest lap of the race. There's a strange cut screen, but we are with Sam Blease, who's got Wobbly in front of him, and in front of Wobbly is Gary Craig. Who knows what this does to the points? Everybody concertinas up into the bus stop. Sam Blease clearly wants past Wobbly.
Yes, well, the points matter a great deal more to Sam, don't they, than to just Wobbly currently.
Well,
so.
they might mean more than you think. Spencer McCarthy's just taken second place. I don't know whether that makes... Oh, I don't know. This is a bit tasty now. I think Gary and Sam need to sort themselves out in good order because Spencer's got himself 70 points at the minute. And that's a lot more than they're going to get for where they are. So this is going to be a bit tasty by the time... I'm sure Gary is screaming at Adam to take that position back as Sam Blease overtakes the traitor.
Sam's made a place, so he's having to work hard for this, isn't he, on this place?
He
You know,
is.
we're used to seeing Sam carving through the field, and he's having to work hard for it tonight.
Yeah, and very hard at the minute because Wobbly's holding him out there.
So,
No, he's
but
not anymore.
we've still got a way to go. We can expect, if things go to normal, we can expect a lightning pit stop.
Yeah.
He's still going to get more points, I think.
Yeah. Do you know what?
Please wait, mate. We're racing.
Hopefully that came through on the broadcast as well, because that was funny in my opinion.
Well, we're missing Russell.
Yeah, definitely. I think he's on holiday at the moment, so I hope he's enjoying that. And just because he's on holiday and I'm jealous.
Please wait, mate. We're racing.
We'll do it again. There we go. I'm not a child at all. I don't know what you're saying. So this battle for 4th place is still pretty hot. Sam Blease is now pulled in behind Gary Craig. I don't know what that does to the points. We won't know really until the end of the race. Ooh, Matt Elmore, where did you just go? Oh, right, you're back. Bit of a connection.
Don't want any blink. Do it. No blinkies, please.
No, we don't want a full David Ayres effect.
Very disconcerting.
It is, yeah. My internet used to be horrendous, and that's where Jamie Wilson coined the phrase going full Bingham, which is where you disappear for like an entire minute and then reappear inside somebody else's car. Actually happened. Stefan's having a much better race this time. He is up 3 places from his start position, and Woodward's behind him and having a great race as well. And they are tracking down Tony.
Yeah, well, it's nice that they're on the track and still racing and relatively undamaged, presumably.
I don't think
Because
they're damaged at all.
Paul Stefan got, I hope he's not collecting the off tracks like he was previously, because you don't want him to do that again.
I really do fear for Flashy's internet, because he is disappearing regularly on my screen as we watch Sam Blease overtaking Gary. Or is he? Because Jamie Jeffrey was a bit of a blocker there, but he's done that now, so got to overtake.
Yeah, well, crikey, I think Gary just had to lift slightly, I expect, because there wasn't a lot of room there, was there?
Russell Cowell's just appeared on the chat saying, "All right, donkeys." He must be having a donkey ride along the beach wherever he is.
Oh, what's Wobbly doing?
What is Wobbly doing?
Ah.
That's a good point. Where is he?
He's there, behind Gary.
Apparently he's in Sheepland. That can only possibly mean Wales, right?
I imagine.
Yeah.
Or New Zealand.
Wouldn't you? Well, wow. Wouldn't you just? That would be an epic place to go on holiday, I reckon. So yes, we are right. And seeing as you're here, and just for you.
Please wait, mate. We're racing.
There we go. Right, so Gary, this is stacking up now. Jamie Jeffrey, talk about getting involved in the championship. This is that's the understatement of the century. Look at that.
He's been involved since the get-go.
Yeah. No, he's been good. Whoa, that's a bit of a door bang. And where's Flashy gone?
Crikey.
It's all kicking off here. Jamie Wilson making an issue out of everything at the minute. This is brilliant.
Yes, but he's showing us some really brilliant car control.
Oh, yeah,
and
definitely.
Adventures as well, you know, really. The skill level on these guys just gets them out of the bother quite often.
Yeah, and Carl
The bother
Hardy.
that would see me spinning around in the track or heading to a wall. And you manage to avoid consequences of their actions quite often.
Yeah, sadly, Jamie Jeffrey's been muscled out of a few positions there. Shame, really, because he was doing blindingly.
Oh, crikey. But that's, you know what it's like when you lose the spot, and these are they're like vultures, aren't they? They all come in like in a pack.
Yeah, and Carl Hardy had a mega code brown.
Oh, hello. Oh, Matt's doing a blinky blink.
I know.
Oh,
Flashy
crazy.
is flashing in more ways than his headlights at the minute. Oh, here we go. Top 3 now. Spencer McCarthy, who's literally just overtaken Stephen. We'll have a look at that for first place as David Ayres and Russ Cowell are having a full-on conversation on the chat. Oh, in the tow, pulls alongside. That's textbook stuff.
Yeah, textbook.
Brilliant overtake. Camel straight at its very best into Coombe. And Adam Wright sniffing for anything he can get at the end. Oh, I just heard crashing.
I mean, he made that pass going up Eau Rouge.
He did.
I think it's amazing. Because that was just a fraction of a mile an hour, wasn't it, at the beginning?
It was, yeah.
Of the straight.
Oh, Carl Hardy and Matt Elmore changing places.
Oh,
no, they weren't. No, they weren't. Sorry, that's my fault. That's
Matt's
because he's
got a blink.
disappearing every few seconds.
Yeah.
Right, what's going on?
I'm glad I'm not where Carl is at the moment, because that's disconcerting.
Yeah.
It really is. Because poor old Matt doesn't know about it.
No, and we must be approaching pit stop times. Surely. Has to be part of this now. I'm going to ignore everything I see with Flashy's name on it because he's popping up every few seconds now. I do fear that he will exit stage disconnect at some point soon. Carl Hardy on his outside and Jamie Jeffrey helping him round the corner. Ooh, I thought that was getting a bit tasty then.
Oh.
But they all managed to get round it nicely in the end. Oh yeah, it's disappearing.
Just
constantly.
proving that you can do it with your eyes shut.
Yeah, definitely. I often find that eyes shut is the best way to do anything.
Yeah. Well, you know, people know that corner. Once you've done it a few times, you've got the lock. You can't do anything about it anyway. There's only one way you go. You're going to get around it or you're not.
Yep, definitely. So
it's not like you've got a wide choice of error.
Yeah. I couldn't figure out whether Wobbly was bump drafting Gary then or not. He certainly made no effort to overtake, but that's probably for championship reasons. Maybe not, don't know. Matt Flannery further back, as we watch Matt Elmore disappear again, has found JB, similar to last race. Let's see if that starts to develop into something more interesting. And Woodward has had challenges of his own this race. I think he's out in no man's land, second off last at the moment.
I had a poor race in the sprint. We don't want him to struggle again.
No, we don't. Jamie, look at this for. So this is Jamie Wilson, flashy in more than one ways. Carl Hardy and Jamie Jeffrey as Wobbly does the fastest lap of the race. That is exchanging a lot.
And he's sitting there saving fuel while he's doing the fastest laps as well.
Yeah, he really is. So let me go back to the points again, and let's see if we can make some vicious rumours. So Spencer McCarthy at the minute is getting 75 points. Sam Blease at the minute, who's in 4th place, is getting 61 points, which is not enough for Spencer to cover the gap. And Gary Craig is on 57 points at the minute, which means, I think, without incidents being taken into account, Sam Blease, as Gary decides to catch them all on the hop, because his 2 closest competitors have already passed pit lane entry, and he's brought a whole bunch of people with him. Jamie Wilson is in this queue, as is Carl Hardy. And Matt Flannery. So this is it. Alan, let's see who can survive the pit stops.
Yeah, this is... Inevitably, something's gonna happen. We always have incidents in pit stops. Somebody's going to get it right, somebody's going to get it wrong. And you just don't know how it's going to turn out. We've got some people who are really brilliant at it, but after some disaster last week, you can believe anything now.
You really can, yeah. I don't know whether there's a better tactic to leave it later at Spa or take your pit stop as early as possible or
Oh,
split the
they're
race
all
in
a bit
half.
late, aren't they,
Well, they
Pete,
are a bit
by
late
their
compared to
standards?
normal. You're right, yeah.
Yeah. So clearly, holding on has been the strategy so far for everybody. But that means they're going to be a lot of them going to be coming in close together because I don't know how close they're running the cars to the limit. If you're
Yeah,
going to stay out, you might as well stay out as long as possible.
yeah. Fiona has found Matt Flannery straight out of pit road. Um, hopefully she can take up the toe there and get herself a personal best lap on that one. Stephen
He'll be
Walker.
enjoying the drive.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's nice. It's nice
likes to
racing
be in
around
the
Spa.
car.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Spa's a nice track.
I love driving around here. It's fantastic.
These
Suits
three.
me. And
Sorry, go on.
it's okay. Carry on. Carry on.
No, I was going to say these
I'm
three.
not what you're saying about these three.
Yeah, they're closed right up on one another, and I'm wondering whether anyone will react to Gary here because you got Spencer at the front of this queue, and then in the background you will see Sam Blease pop into screen and then disappear stage right on that one.
Yes, but look at his pace.
Yeah, he is rapid, isn't he? He's just on the
He's
fastest lap of the race. Yeah.
Exactly. He's it's motivated, I would suggest.
I think it's clear air. I think he's got nobody in front of him. He can focus on his car position and his braking points. Nobody's putting any pressure on him. He can do the best he can.
Yes, and I think the car's
There we
capable
go.
of it. The Audi's got a bit of pace, I think. I expected the Audis to be quick here.
Yeah, so Spencer has reacted either to his own plan originally or to Gary pitting on the previous lap. He's the only one. No, he's not. Jamie Jeffrey will emerge. Oh, and a whole bag
Is
full
Sam
of
in?
cars. No, Sam's gone again.
Right.
There's a whole bag full of cars gone in with Spencer. So there's Jamie, Stefan, Lee, JB. So they're all in pit road. It's all a bit dodgy when you've got to
They're not
shuffle through
wobbly.
cars. No
Wobbly doesn't
wobbly.
seem
No
to.
wobbly. That's a good point, yeah. Right, let's find out what's going on at the very front because it looks like Stephen's being pushed rather by Adam, and I think that is the case.
This is some kind of driving by Adam.
It really is, isn't it? It's great. So these two now are on a push run, I reckon. They will pit at the end of this lap and hope to leapfrog Spencer before he can get back out, if you know what I mean. Do a shorter pit stop time. Let's see if that actually happens. Matt Flannery's just passed Lee, which is further back. That happened a few
These are
corners
making
ago.
hay, aren't they? These are going flat out. You know, you can see
yeah.
that Stephen and Adam are absolutely on the limit there, and Sam the same behind them. They're absolutely trying to get as much out of this lap as they can. Maybe with this one, maybe the next, who knows? But they're certainly trying to squeeze everything out of it. These guys are pushing on, and this is maximum effort. But at the moment, and they actually leapfrog a place. Who knows? They're not going in yet, are they?
No, they might be in this lap.
Keep your
But
fingers crossed. I don't want them to go in.
I feel the biggest winner might be Sam Blease if he can sort out his pit stop woes from last time out.
Yes, well, I'm sure he will. He won't get that wrong again like that.
No, who's doing the fastest sectors? Wobbly is doing fastest sectors at the minute. Let's see if that transpires to be something other than single lap. But
Spencer's what? He's back in seventh.
he is at the moment. Yeah, that's right. So are
They
these
won't
all
stay
going to pile
there.
in? Yes, they are. Right, let's see what happens with Sam Blease particularly, because he's drawn onto the back of these two. And they were bump drafting down Kemble Straight anyway, so they would have been quick. And Wobbly gets himself a lead lap. All on his own, miles ahead of anybody else. He's the latest car to pit. Will that benefit him, do you think?
Well, he'll relish this. He won't mind the clean air. He's
There's,
got basic intrinsic speed.
yeah, there's
And,
only he and Fee at the minute that have not pitted to this point.
I mean, if you're going to stay out, you might as well stay out as long
Ooh.
as you possibly can. And he's been given actually a bit of a golden opportunity there, hasn't he? He's got a lovely clear track in front of him.
He has.
We know that his Grease Lightning has been in the purple lap, so he's within thousandths of a second past the guys there. So who knows? He might be able to make hay while the sun's shining here, and surprise with pop up a couple of places near the front.
Yeah, I mean, look at this though. So Spencer's come out of the pits. Sorry, Stephen Walker's come out of the pits, ever so slightly ahead of Spencer. Is he going to manage to stay in front of him by the end of Lake Coombe? He is. That's
Crikey.
great driving from Stephen, but Spencer's making an issue of this. He's staying in it. Oh, there's contact. Oh, my word. Is he going to wait? He is waiting, but Sam Blease is ready to pounce.
Sam's going to get through now, isn't he?
Yeah.
Oh, crikey.
Spencer did try and wait, but he was...
Stephen's trying to keep Sam out, but oh, crikey. What a battle.
Yeah, so...
that was awesome.
Controversy there with Geodesic making themselves 1 and 2 in all of that. Let's see what happens. Where is Gary Craig? Gary's in 6th at the minute. Obviously, Wobbly's still to pit. I don't know what that does. He was around about Gary prior to his pit stop. But prior to Gary's pit stop is what I mean. So let's see what happens.
He's won't be surprised to see his name pop up with purple. It's the kind of thing he would do. There's Sam's got it. He's putting on the pace at the moment as well. Goodness me.
He is. That's a really fast lap.
Oh, crikey. 2:32.7, yes. Oh.
That was prior to his pit stop, because now he's full of fuel. Stephen Walker probably feels a little bit aggrieved, and possibly rightly so.
Well, there's a very long way to go yet.
Yeah, there is. Let's see what happens here. Wobbly's in pit road. And stationary. Where is everybody else? Here they come.
Oh, crikey.
He's moving.
Now it's out here, though, isn't it?
He's got a shorter line out, though, but he's not got the momentum that they have. So he's going to slot into 4th, I'm going to go for.
Yeah, Stephen will get by him, I think.
Yep. Wobbly stays in the gas, though. He's...
That's brave with cold tyres.
It is. Well, no, the tyres will be the same.
His tyres, yeah, his tyres will be the same, won't they? Like Evans, he won't want to do that with cold tyres.
So,
but yeah, brave, he did. He kept his foot in and, wow. Well, that's a formidable quartet at the front there now.
Yeah. So
this is not good news for Gary.
No, it's not. Gary's going to probably be praying now for a geodesic incident. Stephen is probably driving a little bit angry. I don't know. Maybe not. Stephen can balance himself out pretty quickly. But I think this is very much a Sam Blease championship to throw away now, I would say. It all depends, as Clyde pointed out before, on incident points.
So what would be the situation if Spencer won and Sam was second?
I don't think there's enough points in it for Spencer to do anything other than finish 3rd. Unless Gary and Sam did something absolutely catastrophic.
So it's there for Sam to throw away then at this point?
I think so, yeah. The previous race put Sam 2 points ahead of Gary, I think, without any incident points taken into account. That might make a difference, I don't know. But what I'm taking from this is we have come to round 24. We are talking about the championship being split 3 ways in BSTV TCR Challenge, and the top 3 are in the top 6 of this race, and it's the last race of the season as everybody jockeys for some
Oh,
sort of position going into the bus stop, and all that's done is brought Gary and Adam into the fight.
10 minutes to go to the end of season.
10 minutes to go to the end of
We still
season.
don't know who's going to win the thing.
No, and Adam's got to slow down. He's just pulled over to let... well, that might be just to let Gary through, I'm not sure. That might be a multi-21 effort.
I'm pretty sure Adam would give anybody plenty of trouble to get by if he didn't, unless he wanted them to get by him.
Yep, but I've seen him do that for Tyler.
Yes, I mean, I'm not suggesting. I mean, he might well do a multi-21. That looked like it to me because I don't think Gary would have got past him with that absolute monumental scrap.
And look at this.
Because Adams got incredible pace, and what we've got here, goodness.
Sam Blees on
Family's
mega
just
overspeed.
flying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, he's overshot that
Oh,
a
be
bit.
careful, Sam. Be careful. Oh.
He's right on the edge. Is Spencer going to push it? Ooh,
Oh. Oh.
good grief, I don't know whether to breathe or not.
This is Stevens pulled a move on Spencer now.
This is amazing. I need a better camera. That's a terrible. Oh, that's a better camera. There we go.
And that's Wobbly's right in the mix as well.
This could end very differently to this.
Oh,
it really
man.
could. Apologies to the fights that are going on further back as this is happening. That's Flashy following a battle between Jamie Wilson and Carl Hardy. Good grief, it's all going on. Jamie Wilson on the inside there.
I told him about to get in front of these two, let me tell you.
Yep, he really has. Down from his start position, but who cares if he's in that place?
Well, he's had to work to pull those places back, clearly.
So
I think he got dumped off the start, didn't he? There was something happened because he lost a load of places because he was right behind Gary, and then he popped up 4 places back.
Yep.
So,
Carl Hardy just... Oh, it's just a slight off track. So we've got a 6-way fight, really, for first place. And if they keep tussling the way they've been doing, any one of these 6 cars could win.
Oh, exactly, yeah.
Oh, Stephen Walker. Oh, that's lovely. Oh, he nearly got that done as well. I'll tell you what, those Hondas are great on the brakes at the minute.
He's got a golden foot as well.
He really has, yeah. He's really good. He's a class act. Although, you'd argue, Sam Blees has got himself about as much air as anybody's had, really, in this race. Why is Stephen Walker taking such a shallow line out of La Source? Don't know. Can't believe
I remember he was saying last week that his car was feeling great and his setup was feeling fantastic. And those passes he did earlier, they were very clean. They was confident passes.
I do get the feeling that Wobbly's got a really good run.
Wobbly's just having a word with him.
Yeah. Oh, and he's got a slowdown.
Oh.
Stephen had a slowdown. Where's he picked that up?
What?
That must have been over the top of Radio.
Radion.
All right.
No.
Well, that's kind of spoilt the party a little. Although if he joins on the back of the queue, that's fine. Yeah.
It's resuming with him and Adam again because they were having a first old tussle. And Adam was holding his own remarkably well against somebody of quality, though. Hats off and kudos to Adam because he's driving fantastically well.
He is. As Sam Blees, he's not just done that lap, has he? He's just floated to the top with that lap. So we've got Ant Woodward, who's just been passed by Stefan. So Stefan's on the money in terms of pace at the minute. Jamie Wilson's in this sandwich that's been going on for a while now, with Carl Hardy in front of him and Flashy in behind him. And then this is going on back here. Sam Blees appears to have enough room now to drive comfortably.
He's getting a gap. Where's he got that gap from?
Keeping it clean. Again. Good lines, I think. Oh, is it Ant Woodward just passed Stefan again? He has, yeah. Let's see what happened there.
Oh, Stefan got a bit wide.
Yeah, you lose a bit of traction going out there as well. Oh, you got a slow down going out there.
Slow down.
Right, that explains that.
So I think
Live.
one probably would have had the run on him as well. I think he'd.
Yeah. Why is
right.
Stephen Walker in pit road? Has he got a penalty? Oh, is this a driver's shame?
Drive
You are
through.
joking.
Steven.
We'll do the. It's the last race of the series, so we'll do the full driver's shame for Stephen. Right, so that might not be the last one, though.
Be careful, be careful.
Yeah, that might not be the last one we see, though, Alan.
Well, you know, Carl is a bit fortunate with his off track sometimes.
And where is Gary in all this? Oh, there. He's dropped off the back of this front four now. Oh,
I'm
he
a bit
is
worried
the
about
fourth.
Carl's off tracks, and I'm a bit worried about Gary getting dropped off the back of these four.
As Flashy has a look at Jamie Wilson.
Oh.
Look at that. He comes out of the toe, and the benefit is just shot. It's like he's like held up a barn door.
Wasn't getting
Whoa,
any
he's
side
wide.
tracks, was it? Oh, what's going to cost him?
It is going to cost him. He's now behind Stephen, who's done a penalty. So, yeah.
Oh, crikey, we've only got 2.5 minutes.
We've only got 2.5 minutes. This is likely to be the lap that leads to the white flag. I've been wrong before with that, though. And the race has just ended on me, so let's not go there.
Well,
Sam
this
Blees.
is
Sorry, go on.
Sam's. Gary's got Sam in his sights, but sadly he hasn't got a brain gun.
No. And look how Sam's lead has vanished.
Yeah, that's
And I think this is the wobbly effect. Wobbly is rapid. The traitor is rapid. So I think the pressure he's putting on has made Spencer go a lot faster and pushed him up really to where Sam is. And I think Sam had an off track as well.
Oh, crikey.
Oh, here we go, Spencer on the inside of the bus stop. Oh, have a bit of that. There's no cutback. Yeah.
No.
Ooh-ah. There we go. Is that going to be flag time? I don't see a flag, do you?
No. Yeah. No,
I don't see any flags.
Didn't see him.
It must be a white flag, though.
Where are we?
It has to be. There's less than a minute
Yeah,
left.
it's got to be.
I didn't see a flag person, but they...
Where are you? Barney, what are you doing?
Yeah, I think Barney's hiding in a box somewhere or something. So this is going to be the last lap, either way. As they thrash it down here.
No.
I think the only way that Gary's getting this championship now is a crash.
Yes, well, Sam's got a lot of pressure on his shoulders, but if anybody can handle it, it's Sam Blees, to be honest. And as long as Gary doesn't get in front of him, I think he's home free, isn't he?
Yeah. Spencer's pushing the issue, though.
Yes, but it doesn't matter if Spencer gets in front, does it?
No. It will do if Gary manages to leapfrog all three of them by the end of the race.
That would be very satisfactory from Gary's point of view, absolutely.
Yeah.
If they would oblige him by tangling their metal and...
Oh, Wobbly's letting him go. Right, so this is on now. So this, I know this is the last lap, and there's now a huge gap between Gary and the two geodesic drivers. But this is the top three racing for the top three.
Yeah, it's very nice of Wobbly to do that.
Yeah.
That's a bit of class, Wobbly. We appreciate that, my friend.
We do, even though you are a traitor, and...
Please wait, mate, we're racing.
Of course. Right, so let's have a look. Sam Blees on board. What's Spencer looking at the minute? Let's have a look from his perspective. Coming around the corner here, Blanchimont is the next left-hander. Flat through there, nearly. It was a little bit of a lift,
You have to do something bizarre to get headed now.
Yeah,
I mean, look at that. That's fantastic lap he did. 2:32.7. It was a fantastic lap.
Oh, what's Spencer doing?
He's saying.
Right, Spencer's crossed the line and bailed. Right, okay. So that was the end of that. That really foxed me for a minute there. I was wondering what on earth he was doing because he's dropped behind Gary. That might be to redress what happened earlier. I'm not sure. In terms of him and Stephen Walker, but why would that matter? I don't know. Anyway, so
making a nice little parade for us, and that's pretty.
Yeah, absolutely. Sam Blee's taking the top spot there. Gary Craig taking second place, and Spencer McCarthy inexplicably slowing, possibly to get rid of a slowdown. I don't know. We'll have to ask him in the booth later on. Who is still racing? JB and Co are still at it, are they? Oh no, they've just crossed the line, literally just crossed the line. And Fiona and Stefan are the cars yet to finish. Again, Fiona doing a great job.
That looks like fun, doesn't it?
Does. Be good if she had some teammates to help her out. And hopefully she can join all the chats and the practice races next season. It's amazing what you learn in those. Oh, and Stefan's decided enough is enough. I'm done. As everybody
she had
rolls
to do
around.
150 miles to be here tonight. So
yeah, true.
That's the kind of dedication you need. But good on her for turning up and racing. I think that's splendidly well done.
Absolutely.
And, what a night. Cracking one up here. I was so excited. And I've got to say, I think Sam's a worthy winner.
I would say so. And I don't know, because incidents might play an issue, especially seeing as we saw Stephen Walker with a penalty. I don't know how many other people have accrued, you see. So if for instance, Gary kept it utterly clean...
Well, hopefully he did, because he's been making an art form of that.
He has. Let's see what happens in terms of the points. I'm not going to bring them into the booth too quickly. I'm going to talk about the results first. It gives Gary time to do some magic on the points side of things. So, wobbly kneecaps was... Oh, that's a point. Do you see that? Oh no, that's the wrong heat. That's me being stupid.
There we go.
That was the last race. There we go.
Yes.
It's good to have a professional cameraman and everything else, isn't it? Let me know when you find one. Sam Blees was your round 24 final race of the season, race winner for Geodesic Racing White. And in what fashion he did it, it was fantastic. Gary Craig came over the line second for BSTV, and Spencer McCarthy third for Geodesic Racing. Fourth was Wobbly for Impulse Racing. Fifth was Adam Ryan for BSTV Esports Pink. Sixth was Carl Hardy for Safeguard by Result, with Matt Elmore in seventh. Flashy in more than one way tonight for Spectre sixth, the letters. Stephen Walker eighth after a penalty for too many incidents for Spectre sixth, the number. With Jamie Jeffrey in ninth, for CCR, separating Stephen from his teammate and brother Tony Walker, who's done a great job tonight, in 10th for Spectre 6, the number again. Jamie Wilson in 11th for Team Chimera. Ant Woodward finished 12th for the NQR. JB Dejoux in 13th for BSTV, with Lee Bowden in 14th for himself. He's driving as privateer this season. Hopefully he'll bring some friends for next season. 15th was Matt Flannery for Geodesic Racing. Fiona Siddons 16th for Matthews Logistics with Vapors. There's more to that. I think it's from in Mansfield is the rest of that team name. And Stefan Goebel 17th and last tonight for VTS Esports, but gave us some great action along the way. Gary has just posted the championship standings. So let's dispense with what's on the screen for a moment. Oops, I just pressed the wrong button. There we go. And I can tell you that your championship winner for season 12 of TCR Challenge for BSTV is Samblees, who has won by just 14 points. I mean, good grief.
Oh,
Gary Craig finished second on 1,311 points, with Spencer McCarthy in third on 1,298 points. That's how close it can get. Absolutely amazing driving from all three of those. Wobbly finished the championship in fourth place. Jamie Jeffrey finished the championship in fifth place, so good effort there. Jamie Wilson finished in sixth in the championship on 928 points. You can see all this in Discord if you've got that. Otherwise, we'll post it somewhere else for you to see. Matt Elmore finished in seventh. I think that was mostly due to his flashy button. I think he could have won the championship if it wasn't for that. Carl Hardy in eighth. Ninth was Stephen Walker. And David Johansson finished in 10th. All the rest of the finishing positions are available for you to see at your leisure. And BSTV Esports finished top of the pile. That's Gary and JB with how many points? 1,910 points. With Geodesic Racing on 1,847 in second place behind them, with Spectre 6 in third. Spectre 6 the number, I should say, in third. That's the two Walker brothers. Geodesic Racing finished fourth in the championship. White, that is, sorry. That's Samblees on his own. And fifth was the traitor Wobbly Kneecaps in fifth. Moved up one position. Finished on exactly the same points as Safeguard by results. Spectacular bit of racing, Alan. I don't even know where to start with it all. I really don't. So, anybody stacked up in... Oh, everybody apparently is queuing up. This is hilarious. So, we shall start. Oh, no, that's the... Where have I put him? I've just sent him to Team Pink. I'm that excited to speak to him. I've put him in the wrong room. Sam Blees clearly thought that he had no friends whatsoever just then. But you got plenty, because you are our championship winner, race winner of the feature race. No idea what you did in the first race, because that's gone now. Sam Blees. Second. So a first and a second tonight. A good way to round out the series. Tell us about you. Let's start with the first race, and then we'll work from there, shall we?
Yeah,
well done, Sam. Well done, Sam. Let me get a quick well done into you. Superb, matey.
And actually, thank you, everyone. Like, everybody's raced. It's been such a good season. It's been another amazing set of racing. It's all been very clean, very friendly, and just really high level back and forth racing. So couldn't ask for more. So yeah, thanks to you guys and everyone involved for putting that on.
Not at all. That's our absolute pleasure.
You asked a question that I completely ignored there. Sorry.
Yeah, you can get on with it now, though. That's fine.
I forgot what it was.
Race 1. Tell us about your race 1.
Oh, yeah, race 1. It was quite dull, to be honest. Wobbly got out in the lead, and I was starting to catch him at the end, but I needed another probably 10 laps to get anywhere near him. So yeah, it was just managing the gap. I knew as long as I was finishing ahead of Spencer and Gary that I was going to be all right. And yeah, Wook and Spencer came together early on, which put me in second, and then it was basically just sort of managing it and trying not to get too many incidents till the end for race 1.
Well, second place is good when you're fighting for a championship, absolutely. And then race 2 happened. Did you get any help from Spencer, or was he absolutely racing you right to the flag? Because he did pull over. I'll talk to him about that later on. He did pull over and let Gary through. I didn't understand that unless he got to slow down, but we'll sort that out with Spencer himself. But your race seemed to go really well, really as planned. It looked planned, if you know what I mean. None of last week's pit lane penalties. You clearly
I was quite careful this week on that one.
Yeah, I bet you were. You didn't exceed the incident limits, etc. You played yourself a good game, and kind of played Gary at his own game, I'd say. Kept it fast, clean, and consistent, because you did very consistent laps from what I could see.
Yeah, the second race, the car felt a bit better. I don't know if the condition, it was the same setup, so I don't know if the conditions were different or I just got a bit used to it or something. But yeah, I felt like in the first race, so me, Spencer, Wook, and Wobbly were all basically on the same pace. So when Wobbly got the lead, there wasn't a lot, I wasn't able to go much quicker than him. I think in the second race, I actually had a tenth or two. I was like, when I got past Gary and Jamie, I was actually closing in on Spencer and Wook and Adam up front. So
Right.
I felt like my car felt good. I felt like I had the pace. So I was just again trying to be sensible. I knew that if I finished near, like next after Spencer or Gary, it would have been enough probably. But the pace was there. And then Spencer and Wook had a bit of a tussle, so that gave me a bit more time, and then I gained a bit in the pits in them. And then able to get the pass done on Spencer. Couple of moments where he nearly came back, but managed to hold on and keep it there. And nice to finish on a win, because I haven't won that many this season. There's like 3 or 4 people who've won more than me. Well, certainly Spencer and Wobbly have, and Wook would have done if he'd done all the races.
Yeah.
It's just been that apart from a couple of races, I've not had too many bad ones. So nice to finish where I did have pace, and it was a win that I could justify as being I was quick rather than just I felt I lucked into it or other people have problems.
Yeah, I mean, you and Gary have been the kings of consistency all season, really, haven't you? And tonight was no different. You kept it clean, put your car in the right places at the right time. Pit stop, not an issue this time. What was I going to say just then? I was going to say, I can't remember. No, it's gone out of my head, but it'll come back to me eventually. You placed your car just ahead of everybody, like you just said, at the right time, and got yourself the victory. The Audi, that's what I was going to say. The Audi seemed to be pretty mighty tonight on that straight, on the Kemmel straight. You went
quick.
past a couple of people with ease, I'm going to say, and other cars you could see popped out of the draft and then struggled.
Yeah, the Audi basically just has really good gearing for the end of the Kemmel straight. 6th gear is perfect in the Audi. In the other cars, it's not running out of gearing. It's just not quite in the power band in the same way the Audi is. So you don't have that same push at the end of the straight. So yeah, it was definitely an advantage here, and I optimized the setup a little bit for that to make sure I could overtake. I think lap time wise, it was about the same because I was definitely slower through the middle sector. I did a couple of officials with Wobbly earlier, and we were basically finding that I could gain 3/10 on the straight, and then he'd gain it all back through the twisties, and then we'd just repeat. So I think on lap time they were basically even, but I had the advantage that when I came up to somebody, I was going to get past them. Whereas for somebody else, it was much more difficult, and they'd probably lose a lot more time coming through. So I think, this week the Audi's the best car for the race, but on actual outright lap time, they're all pretty good there. Yeah,
they're pretty balanced. And Alan said it in one of his Simulacorium posts today. The balancing of the cars this season by iRacing, has been very, very good for the cars. It's definitely brought strengths to the top of the pile and suppressed the weaknesses, if that's the right terminology. It's made the weaknesses less of an issue and brought the competitiveness back to all 4 cars, really.
Yeah, it's exactly how you want the balance to be, in that they're not the same. So the cars do drive differently, and they do have different advantages, and that does mean that some weeks there is a car that is slightly better, like this week. Even though the lap times are basically the same, the Audi is the car to be in because it's easier to race in. Some weeks where it's braking heavy, the Honda will be. Other weeks where it's all about agility, probably it'll be the Veloster, and the Elantra's just got the sort of stability and ease of driving everywhere. So they've really nailed it. Like, I was beginning to lose any hope because we'd had 7 seasons of just rubbish bop where there was one clear winner every track. But this season, it's bang on. Can't complain at all.
And you won't be complaining because let's talk about your new title which is the same as your old title, funnily enough. Championship winner of BSTV TCR Challenge. I am going to get us a trophy, believe it or not. A real physical one with like things etched in it. I'm going to have
Rude
to do
things
quite.
or nice
What?
things? Rude.
They might be rude, you know. It's BSTV, isn't it?
Do you have to translate what you pre-etched in for Wobbly in case he won?
Yeah. But ultimately, it's you are the championship winner this season, season 12 champion. How does that feel?
Yeah, it feels great. You know, it's I mean, it's. I don't want to say the result doesn't matter. Obviously, the result matters, and that's why we're here. But it's all been about the racing. So the racing this season has been a step up, partly because of the BOP, but just because we've had more people fighting at the front. Some people have made that step towards us, so we're in closer competition with more people.
Jamie Jeffrey, he's sat on the doorstep of the top four.
Yeah,
he's done really well this season. He's just on screen with you. That's all. It was a trigger in my head.
He's had great pace, and Gary's made a step, and we've had Carl and Cap and racing at some point. Having Wobbly coming back into the championship, and he's always quick. And
it's been blooming great, Sam.
It's been
great. Honestly, it's been it's unimaginable you'd ever see a finer season racing. Honestly,
yeah, it's certainly been the best season I've been involved with. It's been very good fun, and it's been excellent racing. Very very few incidents. We had a couple here and there, but that happens. But we all know each other, which helps. So we all know what we're likely to do. We all know what we're likely to go for. But also, we all know that there's nothing malicious. So when it does go wrong, it goes wrong. But nobody really cares. No one holds a grudge. Move on. Start the next race. Try and make back some of those points. So yeah, no, it's been excellent. It's been a really good season, and I'm very very pleased with what it at the end.
You had to work for it, matey.
I really did. I mean, three-way fight coming into the last round and a two-way tie going into the last race. Can't get much closer than that, can it?
No. And you've just raised a point that I skipped. As we see you go sideways at Bonchimon on the stream. It was something I did read it and I skipped past it in the broadcast because it was just a bit too late to grid in before I spotted it. You were absolutely level with Gary going into that last race.
Absolutely.
That's pressure for both of you, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. And he had his honorary teammate in Wobbly trying to cause a bit of disruption and get in there and see where he could.
Well, I did see Wobbly bump drafting Adam at one point, and trying to see if he could stir it up a little, which is typical Wobbly, isn't it? But yeah, any words for the series as championship winner?
I just want to say thanks again, guys, for putting it on, for hosting it. Thanks to everyone who's raced. There's not been a bad race among them. Well, I mean, there's been the odd.
Reverse.
There was a couple of dull ones, but the vast majority of them have been excellent. Really close battling up and down the field, and yeah, it's been a pleasure to be part of. So thank you very much for putting it on, and I look forward to coming back next season with an aim of defending.
Absolutely, and defending it successfully this season has been what you've done brilliantly. Next season, I don't know whether you will have seen. I might run it after I've spoken to Spencer and Gary. The video from the start of the broadcast, we've got a sponsor for next season now, which makes everything a little bit tastier. We've got a few people attracted from other sources and say they might join. So I think the field might get a bit bigger. So you might have a bit more of a challenge on your hands than you think next season, which would be great, wouldn't it?
Nice. Yeah, no, that's what we want. That's why we're here, isn't it? We're here to have good racing. So, yeah, the more the merrier. And yeah, exciting news about. I hadn't seen it, but exciting news about sponsors and any changes that brings with it. So that'll be exciting stuff come next time.
Cool stuff. In that case, we shall say see you next season for Sam Blees, our championship winner, our BSTV TCR Challenge champion for season 12.
Thank you, guys. Cheers.
Right, Alan. Who should we get in next? We shall get in. We'll get Gary in next. There we go. So, welcome to the booth, Gary Craig, our points calculating master.
I mean, the website does it for me. Let's be honest.
Does it though? It will do next season because
You have to put the
fix
right
the
stuff in it, Gary,
issues.
don't you? You have to put the right stuff in, otherwise it won't come out right, will
I
it?
have to download a file and then upload a file.
It's pressure any
There's
way you want to slice it.
There's a 2-step SOP that I could write for it.
That sounds like
Right.
a 200% chance of failing.
Yeah.
Anyway,
You have to know what SOP means as well.
yeah, standard operating practice. Oh yeah.
Procedure.
Well, depends which business you work in. Anyway, so you went into this championship leader, but not by a great deal. Sam Blazers worked it over quite well in order to take away the championship itself. That means that next season, all our eyes are on you to redress that situation because there's a lot going on next season, I think, without having started it already. New sponsor.
Has there been anything announced yet?
Not fully officially. However, there was a video played which was a taster, let's say. And I'll play it again after I've spoken to yourself and Spencer before I interview everybody else that's sat in the interview room, which is pretty much the entire league. As it stands right now.
Let's see how long we can make this. Sam did quite a good record there. So.
He did, yeah, but he's
about
champion.
standard operation. About standard operating procedures, Pete. How do you do them at Hitachi?
Anyway, moving swiftly on. We have an entire program that does it, but I'm not going to bore you with that. I'm tempted, but I'm not going to bore you with that.
Please do.
So you've
It's all new to me. It's very exciting.
Yeah. Talk about race 1. What happened there? What was in your mind? How did you feel going into that race? And as it transpired, did you think this is utterly slipping away, or it's now down to the last race by the time you got to the end of it? Tell us about that.
I woke up giddy this morning with excitement for the races ahead.
I was buzzing. It was mint.
I mean, I may have mentioned this once or twice on Discord over the course of the last few days, but I really hate Spa, and I'm not very good at it. It may be the first time anyone's heard that, but I do not have the pace yet to win, and I knew that coming in that I probably wasn't going to. So I just had to try and keep it as clean as I could, and just, not wish for incidents on anyone, but just be there in case anything happened. Fortunately, it didn't. And we had a really good race tonight, and that's far more preferable. I'd rather lose the competition, like lose the championship fighting, than gaining it by misfortune for others. So
yeah.
So the first race was it was boring. I think we all just kind of drove with a bit of a gap between us. Spencer drove away. He had a gap to Sam. It's kind of a bit dull. And then going into the last race there, me and Sam were separated by 2 points, with Spencer 45 behind, apparently, which I was surprised by. That seemed a bit weird, but that's what the website was telling me. But yeah, me and Sam were separated by only 2 points there. So it made it interesting. And then, of course, get to the start of race 2, and I punt Wook straight away into turn 1 and pick up a 4X.
Yeah.
And had a bit of front end damage. So, but yeah, race 1 was a bit dull, but I was just trying to pick up points. Everyone knew there was a championship on there, and everyone was like, courteous and all that. Thanks to everyone who did kind of play their part in the championship fight. I think everyone kind of let it play out, which is great.
Okay. Clyde's just said possibly next season for the sponsor. Okay. I think we're waiting for final confirmation there. But yeah, in race 2, it seemed like you got away well, very well actually. You were one of the first cars to pit. Was that part of the plan already, or did you take an opportunity because you were losing time behind somebody?
That was part of the plan to repair the damage that I got by punting Rook in turn 1.
Sorry, I noticed pretty much straight away that you had a caved in front of your car. Was that affecting you, or did you pit just to eliminate any chance that it might?
No, I was down on top speed a bit.
Ah.
Fortunately, I was kind of hanging on in the draft, but I was down by about 4 or 5 Ks. So I pit not as soon as I could because I didn't want to lose the draft for too long. But pit as early was reasonable to not kind of get caught up with the other people pitting at the same time. But yeah, in like the very start of the race, Jamie Jeffries I think got a not great start, which put us all 3 wide, and I was a bit blindsided to where the corner was. So I broke a little bit too late. Did a mega punt. Like I gave Wook the lead. I punted him right into the lead there. So
Right.
that was, you can thank me later. But and then later on in the race, Wobbly punted Wook into turn 1 and got a 4x as well. And then I 0x the back of Wook, which gave me a 4x. So I picked up 8x in that second race off of Wook essentially. And I finished the race with 10x, and 8 of them was from the turn 1 contacts with Wook, indirectly or directly. It wouldn't have made any difference. I still would have been 6 points behind. I would have still been, so it didn't actually change anything. But yeah, when you're on lap 1 and you're already on 5x, it's just like, oh Christ, it's slipping.
Yeah, sliding slowly away. Yeah.
But no, I pit early because I did get a bit of repair, and it did help again my top speed back, which allowed me to at least be in that fight a bit at the end. I was never really going to be able to challenge the two of them, and Adam didn't make it too hard. Wobbly was really good. Obviously, Stephen had to pit for his drive-through, I think. But yeah, Wobbly kind of kept the fight going. Everyone kind of closed up again. Then Wobbly got out the way on the last lap there just to give us a run to the line, basically. So that was, good. As I say, everyone was really fair tonight and let us fight it out on track, which was good fun.
Yeah, no, great season, to be honest, from you. It shows that consistency can be key to getting right up there with the top guys. You don't have to win every round in order to be either champion or close to being the champion. Hopefully next season you can extract a bit more speed out of whichever car you choose. Well, are you going to stay with the Elantra, do you think?
And in the Veloster.
Sorry, Veloster.
I'm going to try the Honda in week 13. I used to like it. It's clearly quick again. Last time I drove it, I was actually quicker in the Honda. I just didn't like how it understeered and didn't feel great to drive. I like how the Veloster drives, which is why I've picked it for the last 2 years, basically, because even though I've been slightly quicker on other cars, I don't particularly like how they have driven. Like, I never liked the Elantra, so I didn't ever use it. When the Honda, the first season of the Honda, when the rear end of the car was broken, was actually when it felt its best, and I loved it then. And then after they fixed it, in inverted commas, it got to be an understeery beast, and I didn't like it anymore. So the chances are I'll probably stay Veloster, but I'm certainly going to try the Honda and just maybe have a change. But I mean, it must have been about, since it came out, maybe 7 seasons ago I've drove the Veloster now, so I've been in it for a long time.
Yeah, and it's done you proud this season, that's for sure. Anybody you want to have a shout out to before we let you celebrate your second place in the second race and your second place overall in the championship?
Yeah, I mean, first off, a big congrats to Sam for winning it again, and please God, don't pick Coda West.
Yeah, ever again. Oh my God. The only benefit of that was it was so brilliant for a commentator in the fact that the incidence was so high that people were doing drive-throughs.
I mean, we had a good race too there, let's be honest. It was fun. Yeah. It actually became fun, but not because the track was any fun. But no, big congrats to Sam there. He was well ahead. Like with 3 rounds to go, I was 70 points behind. Then he had 2 shocking weeks, but he managed to pull it back and hold on to it. And big congrats to him. And also to Spencer, who's done 2 races less than the rest of us and was still right there at the end. Spencer's got that championship in him if he turns up for every round, which he's already said he probably can't do next season as well, which is unfortunate. Because he's been the fastest over the course of this season. It's unfortunate that he hasn't been able to walk away with that as well, which he probably would have done if he just had those 2 extra races. But
that's the balance that you strike, isn't it? You can be the fastest man on the planet, but if you don't turn up for every race, or as many as the other people, then that's the penalty you face, right?
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. We've come into this last race with 18 points between us, and it's been a combination of raw pace, but a little bit of absenteeism. Fast, but the occasional incident, and just trying to be consistent all along, and 3 different approaches. All we all ended up on almost the same amount of points. So it's been a really good season from that point of view. I've never been the quickest car at all this season. So to even be in the fight against those guys was just great to be there with them, because they're great racers and they're great guys as well. So we're always just chatting in Discord. So big shout out to Sam and Spencer on a great season, and also to Wobbly, who was there for most of it. He just had a few bits of unfortunate, and then he was a real kind of a really good ex-teammate tonight, playing his part.
yeah. The traitor did well, didn't he?
Yeah, and again, Wook. I know Wook's had a bit of a break this season to have a wind down, but he was right there. Like, I was the 5th fastest car this season, probably even slower at times. So it's been a good season for us all. Just really good racing. Whether it's been 3, 4, 5 guys fighting for the front, it's just been a really great season. But yeah, well done there, and well done to everyone else who turns up, because I know we've all had our fights. I know Jamie and Cap were 10 points apart at the end, and they, there's fights all down the leaderboards. I see there's only 5 points between Ant and David. I think there's six between JB and Adam. So there's been some really close fights all down the leaderboard. So well done to everyone, and of course to you guys for putting on the broadcast. And let's hope we see that sponsorship next season, because it's a great series. It's a great league. Everyone's really great who drives in it. It's so much fun, and it's like a really nice atmosphere. So to get a sponsor along who can maybe see what you've built here is fantastic.
Yeah, it would be great, and we're still hopeful. So in that case, we will see you next season. Hopefully you can take away some silverware for BSTV. Gary Craig.
Yes, thanks guys.
Well done, matey.
Right, and then we shall bring in. He finished 3rd in the feature race. My memory eludes me as to where he finished in the first race. Probably finished it in. I can't remember. Spencer McCarthy. Good evening.
It was 3rd twice.
Third twice. Excellent. Good. 3rd. Consistent.
Consistent.
And 3rd in the championship as well.
Indeed.
Start wherever you wish to. Race 1, Race 2, Championship. I will leave it entirely up to you. You've been absolutely awesome in the races that you've turned up for this season. And you won, how many? 10, I think it is, which is brilliant. Imagine if you could turn up for just one more round. You'd have romped away with it, no doubt.
Well, if that one more round was another spa, then it wouldn't have worked either.
That's true.
Yeah, but yeah, mate, it's been a mega season. I mean, for me to be in with the shout, a couple of races towards the end was great. I mean, better than I could have hoped for. Having a bit of a break mid-season, but it's been awesome. The competition's been great. The people have been great. It's. Can't really say much more than that. I was really pushing my luck tonight to actually be in with the fight. I mean, I was obviously P3 coming into the last round, but I think had a bit of an issue in the first race, which then sort of took me out of contention for kind of picking the Wobbly, trying to get that win, which is what I probably could have done with tonight to sort of think about getting the championship. So that didn't come off. So just trying to see what I could do in the last one, and obviously at the end there, just let Gary through. He's done an amazing season. Just wanted to give him a few extra points to make it look as close as it could be for the win, right? So, it's good.
Yeah.
Good season.
Yeah, fantastic. It was great to see the first 3 going across the line like that. It was lovely, wasn't it?
It really was. It was just amazing. I did wonder. I had all sorts of theories on why you slowed down.
I bet you did.
It was funny as anything. Nearly said something else then, but it's a family show.
I think I did some quick maths. I mean, even if Gary was pretty much like top of the incident limit, I finishing 5 points ahead of him. I only had 3 incidents, so I knew I wasn't that high in incidents. But I still, it would have been very the maths wouldn't have really worked in my favour either way around. So I was quite a long way off after race 1. So it was just I thought he's done really well. Everyone else has let him through to get into P3, so I thought I'll let him into P2 as well.
That's funny. But do you know what I like? I like the fact that you and Sam properly race. You're in the same team, but you're here to get the most out of the race, and you race each other. and fairly, and it's brilliant to see. The little intro video that that I ran, that Adam created, displays it absolutely fantastically. You two have such a great rapport together, and you're happy to race together. You respect each other so much, and everybody around you respects you as well. It's brilliant.
Yeah, I think we know when there's a chance, and we do both push it. You know, we do both push the gaps that are there. We try, if we're not in a position where we want to be, i.e., if we're not up the front, then I think we probably race each other less. But you know, when you're there, you know, you're in the lead, you're battling, and he knows that I'll make a move if I can, and he'll do the same thing. And you know, once you compromise the guy in front, and you can have another go, and it's just we just know what we're going to do now. We've been racing with each other for a long time, and yeah, I mean, it doesn't. Sometimes I think, you know, we push it. Was it, what race was it? A couple ago we pushed it a bit far maybe, but it was mostly 0x's. I don't think we've really had anything too bad this season in the way of, you know, 4x's and stuff.
Really exciting watching, Spencer.
Yeah.
It was fantastic. It's watching you going at it, the two of you dueling at the front of a race is pretty much sublime.
Yeah. I mean, that feature race was good fun. So obviously highlight for me was end of the first lap. You know, Sam goes wide going through Blanchimont, gets a slow down. You know, I've got to run on Gary already,
Goes
so I'm
wide.
sort of looking up.
He was so sideways, he was nearly turning the wrong way around the track.
So then obviously Gary, I had to run on Gary. Gary obviously was seeing Sam doing what he was doing. He may have lifted a little bit, and then obviously I'm like, right, I'm nailing it. So I'm going up the inside, and Sam's shouting on the microphone, "I've got to slow down! I've got to slow down!" And I'm like, okay, well, all right, fine. Well, where can I go? You know, pull over then, mate. You know, we're coming through. So it was quite funny.
Yeah, that sounds brilliant.
Yeah,
too right.
Yeah. Oh, that was good. Two into one. I love that one. But yeah, apart from that, yeah, no, it was really for me. I don't know what I think. I felt like I had okay pace. I just it didn't quite pan out. I think the track condition compared to what I practiced in didn't almost match up tonight. So
it's a bit cooler, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, the set was a lot more squirmy than I remembered it in the. No, in fact, I think it's a bit more.
A bit hotter.
It's a bit hotter in this than the couple of practice sessions I went into, both the official and launch stuff for the session. So, yeah, it obviously, you know, it gets warmer quicker, sort of thing. So. And
you run further in when you've done like an hour's worth of build up and all that business. Because I set it away, and half an hour before the official race at practice. So you'd have been half an hour after the official race start. So it would have been a bit warmer than you'd been used to. But you know, a bit tasty along the way.
Oh yeah, as it is, right? I think.
And the light was beautiful as well. In the early morning light made the racing look very nice, atmospheric.
Yeah.
Yes. Good. And the glare coming up to Blanchimont was beautiful.
Oh, I'm sure it's stunning on your retinas. I think that'd be excellent. The most risky thing that you've done tonight is let Sam win the championship because
he can pick something stupid. You mean?
Yes. I think it's irresponsible of all the, how many is there? 17 racers. No, 16, because Sam's obviously one of them. Irresponsible of the 16 racers that have let him do this, because what are you going to end up with? The centripetal circuit? What's he going to pick?
Who knows?
He's going to come to his senses after
Kota
West.
Oh dear.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, he got a lot of stick for that one.
He did, yeah.
I don't know. Has he learned his lesson? Nah,
no, of course not. No.
Yeah.
Why would he? You know.
Well, it'll be fun either way. Let's try and hopefully he'll pick one that he can try and get the participation up as opposed to down.
He's earned the honour, hasn't he? He's earned the honour, so you know.
Oh, absolutely.
You have to wear it, whatever it is.
Yeah,
absolutely.
We've probably wound him up now. So centripetal circuit, it is.
It's up to you guys as the organisers to promote the series and get the attendance. It's not up to him, all right?
Yeah, too right. In that case, anybody you would like to shout out to before we let you go and celebrate your third place championship and feature and sprint tonight? It's been a third place fiesta for you, Spencer.
Yeah, shout out to you guys. You know, the organisation of BSTV and all the help that everyone gives. Right, you know, Gary doesn't just he isn't just quickly going around the circuit. He's he's got a handle on the points, and he's been helping out behind the scenes. And there's the larger community, is awesome
Yeah.
for BSTV. So that's why we keep doing it. It's why we keep sticking with it. And I think long may it go on. Sam, amazing. Another season win. He really needs to get a life. I mean, he needs to obviously, let other people have a chance. But yeah, no, it's great to see the consistency up there, and everyone else just getting quicker every time. Right, it is harder. As much as Sam's got another season, it is harder for him every time. I'm sure it is, and I think he'll probably say the same thing. And that massive shout to Gary. That consistency through the season hugely paid off. So yeah. I mean, I could shout to Wobbly, but I don't really want to.
No, who does?
Yeah, but I mean, you've got to give it to him for the pace he's shown in the TCR this season compared to previous. He's really learnt his game there, and he's really brought it in. He just needs to find some consistency now, and in getting the results. I think yeah, he's probably shown a few mishaps, or I don't know, maybe the GT4s you don't race as close as often. I don't know. So yeah, but he's nearly there now. I think he's pretty much learned all he needs to do. So he'll be someone to look for next time.
I would think so. Despite mine and Gary's attempts to ruin his rig when we visited his house in Holland, which we made quite public on Discord. But what a season's worth of racing. It'll be brilliant to see you back next season. Spencer McCarthy.
Thanks, guys.
Awesome.
Yeah,
Right.
really.
Oh, he's just a brilliant racer, isn't he?
Yeah.
So next into the booth, Alan, for us and our entertainment and our pleasure is
Go and
Stephen.
get some whiskey.
Oh yeah, go and get your whiskey.
Go and get my whiskey.
Yeah, you go and get your whiskey. Stephen Walker, good evening.
Guten Tag.
Guten Tag, Lucky Wookie Walker. Das Walker. Das Wookie. Yeah. That was my best German, by the way.
That's beautiful.
It was pretty good, wasn't it? Better than my English.
Well, I don't want to say.
So, where did you finish in the first race? 7th?
6th, I think.
6th? I thought you ended up on the front row in the second race.
No, I'm sure I started
Oh,
third.
yeah, you were.
Because
Yeah.
I went in between
Sorry, I've just checked it. Yeah, you're right.
Jamie, Jeffrey, and Adam, I think.
Yeah, Jamie Jeffrey is fast this season, isn't he? Where did he come from? But yeah, a tough night's racing. You got a drive through in the second race. I wasn't going to mention it, but it featured really highly in my subconscious mind.
Yeah, in the first race, I was I didn't want to take anyone out or mess anything up, but I was like, if there's a move to be made, I was like, well, I'm here to race, so I'll make it. And I got a decent start. I think I went past Sam and I was behind Spencer, and I braked a little bit earlier, even let off before the braking zone. But as we went in, just as we both started to turn in, I just clipped the back of him, and obviously because he turned, it just upset him, upset his car. So I didn't want to punt him off or anything like that. So obviously I let him go, and I think it just kind of messed everyone up. And then from there, it was just I had a really good battle with Adam, and then I think I caught up to Gary and Carl, and and I wanted to pass Carl, but I didn't really want to pass Gary. But they were so close together. If I made a move, it would have been difficult. So I just dropped back to try and I had enough of a gap back to Adam. So I was like, well, I'll start a decent place for race 2. Plus, I'm going to try and get the fastest lap, and I just managed to steal it.
You did, yeah. We saw that right at the end.
Yeah, on the last lap.
Yeah.
I just needed a big enough gap between myself and Carl, so I didn't lose time catching him at the end of the lap. So I just got it perfect. So I stole the fastest lap and thought, oh, that'll help Gary out, because I think Sam had it at the time.
You did, yeah.
And
In
then
fact,
I got a really good start.
Sam and who was it, Alan, that had the same time before?
Wasn't it Wobbly?
Oh, it was. It was Sam and Wobbly had identical times. So you split that up good and proper because you just trounced it.
Yeah, I had the benefit of the draft, particularly all the way down the back straight. So that helped a lot, and the car was really, really good. Like I I don't dislike Spa. I do kind of I err onto the side of actually it's quite fun to drive. It's normally better to drive in a quicker car, but I don't know what it is with the Honda recently. It just feels like mega. Again here, under the brakes, I was not trying to make a move, but I had to. I think in the second race, I had to just move to the inside, otherwise I just would have gone straight into the back of someone. So it's really sketchy. So I had to really adjust my braking zone. But that's where the Honda makes its time up. So, like, if you think of it like a Yamaha in MotoGP, where it carries the speed through the corner, I was trying to do that. But obviously, if the cars in front are kind of going a bit slower through there, not massively, but they're just braking a bit early, it really puts you off. So you can't carry the speed you need to have that good exit to keep with them, and they pull away a little bit. But in the second race, I thought I jumped the start. I let off my brake button and then I had to press it again, and then it went green and I let off, and then Jamie got a poor start in front of me, so I went in. It was 3 wide into the first corner, and I was like, I hasn't come up saying I jumped the start yet, so I should be fine. And Gary tagged me, gave me a 4 times, so I had 4.
Yeah. We were just
out
looking
of
at
the first corner.
Yeah, we saw the damage on the back of your car pretty early on.
So it wasn't until lap 2 or 3 when Adam was right behind me. He just drove past me like I wasn't even there. I looked down at my speed. I realised I was about 3 miles an hour down at the point where I should be. I should have been about 213, 214, and I was doing 29, 210.
Right.
And that's when I realised, like, oh my God. So I think I went in the chat. I was like, when Spencer caught up, I was like, is the back of my car broke? He was like, yeah. So that's literally the noise that he made. So I did the fast repair in the pits, and it was back to normal. Then I could keep the pace, but I think I had 5 incident points at the end of the first lap, and then I was racking them up. It was just really close racing, especially when everyone came out of the pits, and there was like 5 cars separated by 2 seconds.
Yeah, there was nothing in it. Yeah.
It was really, really sketchy, and I already had like 11 or 12 incident points at that point, and you struggle to see the apex and the exit of the corners when you're following. So I think I picked up a couple more, and then we went into the first corner, and it kind of concertinaed up, and Wobbly went into the back of me, and it gave me the 4 times and gave me 17 incident points.
Devastated.
So I blame Wobbly. It's all his fault.
Yeah, all of them.
Yes.
Ignore whatever you'd accrued before. It was that.
Well, think about it. 8 of those incident points were other people running into the back of me. So had that not happened, I would have been fine.
Yeah, absolutely.
So we'll just blame it on them. It's fine. But I got a drive through. Obviously, served that. Forgot to take pit limiter off as I came out of the thing. And I think Cap went wide. I went past him. Jamie got us slowed down, and I was determined. I had 15 more incident points then, so I was just trying to catch Carl. I was like, I've got 1.2 seconds at the start of the lap. If I just take the mic, can I catch him?
Yeah.
And I almost did, but then as I came out of the last corner, I went too wide. It got slowed down. I had to stop right before the line. Otherwise, it would have given me 40 seconds. So Cap went back past me. That was really close. But when we were all together and racing, it was really good fun. It was just, I think, if I drive the Honda again next season, which is likely, I just need to be a bit more aware of the braking differences and figure that out. Because I think there was a few times where, even for me, I felt, oh, maybe I'm just pushing it a little bit. But sometimes I think you have to be a little bit more aggressive, and I can be a bit too nice sometimes, and it's cost me positions in the past. Whereas having done stuff with the other series and things like that, you do have to be a bit more aggressive. But I feel like I might have, I don't know if I've taken it too far, because it's still close racing and there's always room given. But
it's close. It's okay, isn't it? You know.
Yeah, I just
we never see anybody doing anything on favours, but
no,
people are too much respect for each other.
Yeah, exactly. There's always room given when you are racing close with people. Like I think Spencer and I went side by side a few times. I had a really good race with Adam, particularly in the first.
Yeah,
Yeah,
man.
that was
race.
good.
Oh,
Yeah.
that was
Um,
tight, wasn't it? Goodness me.
Yeah, I
What a
was
brilliant-
really
that was just a
enjoying that
great
because
interlude.
obviously,
Yeah.
because of the damage, I couldn't pull away like I did in the first race. So, but it was just all of the racing was mega. I didn't think it'd be that good. I wish I hadn't have had that many incident points. So at the end, the 5 of us could have just battled all the way to the end because I feel like Wobbly and I had a little bit more pace. Not a lot,
Right.
but like just a little bit. I don't know what it is with the Honda, but whether we could have changed anything, I don't know because we're all so good at racing each other now and placing the car, and there's so, like I say, there's so much respect and stuff. It's just so much fun. I've really enjoyed. I've only done like 7 races, but
Oh, that's nice, isn't it? Because then you can come in, you feel fresh. You're not under pressure to win the championship. You can just enjoy the racing, and let's face it, there's a lot to enjoy.
yeah, I wasn't overthinking it. I think that's maybe why my pace has been as good as it is.
Yeah, you've been tremendous. It's been great watching you. Another load of great drives by you, and
Yeah.
such beautiful overtaking, such clean, so concise. Absolutely love it.
Yeah, other than tonight, it's some of my racing tonight was. I think I passed Sam on the outside of
You did,
No
yeah.
Name.
Yeah.
But to be fair to him, he did move over. I don't know whether he would have done if we were directly in the championship fight. Because technically,
Good point.
yeah, I was
Yeah.
like, just carrying so much more speed, and then I went wide, and I was like, I'm gonna have to come on now, and he moved over. I was like, okay, I'll just do that. But then I still had to make it around the next corner. But I think he yielded a little bit, well, quite a
Yeah.
lot to be fair. But it must have looked good. It felt good when I was doing it.
Yeah, we had that one. That was good. But
yeah.
great season. Hopefully you can do more races next time round in season 13, which starts in a fortnight. For your benefit, hang on.
Please wait, mate. We're racing.
Excellent. Hopefully that comes through on the broadcast. I don't even know whether it does yet or not. But never mind. Where did you finish in the championship overall? You were quite a way down because you lost. You missed
7th
quite a
or
few.
8th or 9th or something like that.
Ninth, but you only counted 14 races. It's
Top
if
10
you do-
position.
Well, exactly. Yeah, top 10. You were the highest finishing person that had done less than 20 recorded starts. So you've got to take some comfort in that. You were otherwise committed, weren't you, for other races this season? But maybe that'll come to you next season. Maybe you've got the opportunity to, and we'll see you higher up the finishing order next time because you're already an existing champion, and I'm sure you want to claim this trophy again because it's the most coveted one in the whole of iRacing, right?
Yeah, well, I wanted to get to 5 championships, but I feel like Sam's going to get there first.
Oh, we can't let that happen.
Because I think we might be both on 4 now.
You are, and you know the main reason why you can't let that happen?
Why?
Because he chose Kota West.
Right, okay. I will. Do you know what? While I haven't driven it on iRacing, I've driven it on other tracks, on other games, sorry, and I quite like Kota West.
What?
I almost turned up for it.
There we go. I like that. I almost turned up for it. That's that statement of the night. That is.
It's like I said, I've driven it on other games, and I think it's quite a fun track because it misses out all the worst bits of that track.
Well, it misses out the boring run towards the boring hairpin and the boring run back from the hairpin, if that's what you mean.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it just has all the best corners. Turn 1 is brilliant. And you cut back on yourself. Oh, yeah, no. I half wish I'd done
not
it.
a bad race there, actually. It turned out to be not a bad race at the end.
Don't say that, Alan. That means he'll vote for it again. What the hell?
I've seen
not
next season's
necessarily.
Watkins Glen, and I don't want Watkins Glen. Get rid of that.
All right. Okay. Well, we'll get to have those conversations, so we'll get there eventually.
Schedule for next season's rubbish.
I've not even seen it yet. I'm just focused on this race, this pair of races, and they were brilliant. And We
Yeah,
look
it was
forward to
fun.
watching you next time in season 13. Anybody you'd like to shout out to, thank, etc. Just shout generally. Yeah, you know,
Make
why
me
not?
wanna shout, but I wanna shout. Yeah, obviously you guys for putting it on, because there was a few seasons ago where we weren't sure what was going on, whether we were going to even still be here. And obviously,
Yep.
I think with everything that's happened and the changes that between the whole community that races that's happened, I feel like it's only gone from strength to strength. And I think the format and everything like that we changed, and it's led to more entertainment, more drivers. You know, I can't remember a season where um, this many people turned up all the way through, particularly when obviously the weather now is getting better and better, and participation generally through the summer anyway just goes down. But we've had a lot of people turn up. I've seen up to 23, 24 people
20,
for a race.
23, I think, was the max.
Yeah, and I don't think I've seen it below 17. If it is, it's on a track that maybe isn't very popular or whatever. People don't get on with, or they just don't own, and obviously, so yeah, it's been great fun. The community's great. Everyone is pushing each other to go faster. Um, I've improved massively since starting here. Sam, Spencer have pushed me. They've pushed each other. Gary's getting quicker. He's come back, whether he believes it or not. He is. I think up and down the grid with all the support, with the setup work and the practice sessions that Carl puts up, was really appreciated. I think it's one of the best communities I've ever been a part of, and I'm old. I've been a part of many communities, and yeah, it's fantastic. Like, I just needed a little bit of a break. You know how it is, just gets on top of you a little bit. Obviously, with fighting so close last season with Sam and just not getting it, you just need a bit of a recharge. I think everyone goes through that, which is not a problem. It happens in life in general. Yeah, it's just fun. It's just great. So I think you guys get kudos for us even still being here. To be perfectly honest, you should pat yourselves on the back, all of you. And we'll see what next season brings. Yeah, and just the rest of the guys, my teammates. My brother's getting better with, again, he believes it or not. Cap. He's had a lot of unlucky incidents with Carl. Let's work together. Crash. But yeah, yeah, we'll see. But yeah, just brilliant. Just can't thank you guys enough.
Yeah, Tony's been really good this season. The pair of you have finished third overall. You don't do that on your own. That has to be said. 1,434 points between you. A great result, to be honest. And all the other stuff that you just mentioned, absolutely right. The community is very strong now. And the racing this season has been excellent. The format that we've put in has been healthy for the championship itself. Sadly, Sam is going to choose a track, and it's going to be absolutely horrendous, isn't it? Given his 100% failure so far. So we'll see what he comes up with next time. I was saying centripetal circuit to Spencer, and Spencer was like, maybe not. We'll see.
And if we do it in rear-wheel drive cars, just for one race.
Yeah, just
so you can get the most drift points.
Yeah, too right. That's also called incident points, but we'll skip over that quickly because you had plenty of them tonight.
But I think I ended up with like 22, 23.
Did you really?
I think so, yeah.
That's brilliant. You should have been driving through 3 times. Anyway, we'll see you next season, hopefully for more rounds. And what you said about needing time out and needing to recover and things like that, absolutely right. That iRacing and racing in general becomes very intense, and people do need to have that little hiatus to just ground themselves, take a deep breath, and then come back again with a vengeance. And by take a deep breath, I don't mean that literally. I mean, take a step away, have a bit of time to yourself, do something different, go for a meal a few weeks in a row, and then come back to it, because at the end of the day, this is a hobby, and it's something that we all enjoy. And I think all your words just then were absolutely fantastic for the mental health of all the racers that are either in the league already, have been with the league before, or are in other leagues already. This league is brilliant for that. It's just fantastic. But yes, we'll see you next season. Season 13 Stephen Walker.
Cheers, guys. Thank you very
Thank
much.
you, Stephen.
Cheers,
Been
Alan.
grand. Been grand, lad.
A grand design. Ah, sorry.
Right then, and last, but
By no means least.
by very much not least, is Fiona Siddons. Good evening.
Good evening.
Hey, Pete.
Hey.
Alan.
So, first race, you did. Where are you on the track? I need to find you so that we can see that brilliant livery. I love the livery that your Matthews Logistics with Vapors Manfield car has, your Elantra. You finished in 14th place in race 1. These guys are pretty rapid, aren't they? There's a lot that everybody can learn from them, and I think if you can, I know you drove a ridiculous amount of miles today in order to get back for this series of races, but in order that you can benefit from the community, these guys have got a lot to offer in the practice sessions.
Yeah, when I get a chance, I'll go in the practice sessions. But at the minute, looking after my mum, it's difficult to get time away. But I do practice when I can, and I can only get better racing these guys, I think.
Yeah, and people do get better at racing these guys. If you can stick with the back of the pack, you can learn the lines of the guys that are lower down in the field, and then just move your way forward, car by car, season on season. It's a slow and steady progression, but there's quite a few of us that have done it over the years, and the community is very, very helpful. But you're right, if life is throwing other things at you right now, then that is what takes your priority, and that's absolutely respected. But have you enjoyed this partial season that you've run with these guys?
I've thoroughly enjoyed it. I've only been on baseline. I didn't want to get a setup for anybody, and then I race in muck and muck for next season. So I thought, well, I'll just run baseline for this season and then get a setup when I come back.
Oh no, the guys are very generous. Particularly Spencer. He's very obviously very wise about what makes the car go well. He's driving a different car to you, but there's other guys in there that will absolutely share without even a hesitation a really good setup for you, and it does make a significant first baseline difference, I would say. Hopefully Alan will support that. And then
True.
yeah. The way that the car turns, the way that it accelerates out of corners, the way that it grips up mid corner, it makes a fantastic difference. So don't be shy. Get in a practice session when you can, when the time is right. Ask the question, and I'm certain that you will be inundated with alternative setups that you can then try at your leisure and find the one that suits you best. Some of them can be quite wild because the back end of this car often is fastest when it's dancing about. That doesn't suit me, and it certainly doesn't suit some of the other people. But it may be of benefit to you.
Yeah, I like a car I'd sooner have a car dancing about at the back end than understeering at the front.
Well, yeah, that'd be ideal, wouldn't it? Gripping up at the front in a front-wheel drive car is the ultimate. But yeah, you'll have no issues with getting some support from this community, and probably a series of different setups that you can then choose from. It will improve your driving on the first level, and then you'll get the racecraft and the lines from following other people through the corners, etc. And then the strategy follows that, when to pit on different tracks, when to find yourself some space on the track. All of that stuff will come as a function of being part of the community. But it has been fantastic seeing you and your Matthews Logistics Elantra racing this season. Any words for between yourself and Alan at the minute?
Yeah, it's good to talk to you, Alan. Not get a chance to talk to you much now. We've been over at my mum's, but always good to talk to you.
Well, sweetie, you know you were always welcome around here, and It's been great to see you in the league. I hope you're coming back next season.
Yeah, I'll definitely be back.
Excellent. Because
It's the only
yeah,
series I'm doing at the moment, and if it means getting a next door neighbour to sit with my mum like I have tonight, then one night it's like a week's holiday when you're looking at
yes, that's a
somebody.
good point actually. Yeah, you value it, don't you, when you've got other things happening that aren't so great in your life.
Yeah, it takes your mind off things, and you've got more things to think about when you're in the car. And
All right, sweetie.
Yeah.
We'll see you next season.
yeah, definitely. And like I say, hopefully I'll have a teammate in Jordan Surrett next season as well. So there'll be
Yeah,
two
it'd
of
be
us.
great. No, Jordan would do it'd be great for Jordan in here. Actually, it would do him a power of good to race against these guys.
Yeah, it would. We need some more people at my pace to come in.
Yeah. Do you know what though? You finish races, and myself and Alan said it last race week and this race week. You finish races, and as a result, you get good points, and that's experience for you. You finish on the lead lap a lot as well, which is better than a lot of people, to be honest.
That was a big surprise tonight with the circuit like it is, and me struggling a bit with the baseline setup. I thought I'd be a lap down tonight.
Not the case, not at all. You've done really well, and like Alan said, hopefully we'll see you next season. If you can bring friends with you, then all the better for the league, and we will look forward to it.
Definitely coming back.
Anybody you'd like to have a shout out to or thank personally before we let you go and do some practice ready for season 13?
Everybody who's been in the league, you guys for organising everything, and Matthews Logistics and Vapors Mansfield, thank them for letting me run in their liveries.
Too good to say. Brilliant stuff, and we will see you next season, Fiona Siddons.
Yeah, see you next season.
Good night, Fee.
Right, Alan, guess what is coming next? It is
Yes.
yeah, driver of the meeting. Right, let's see where we're up to in the standings. Where is it? Standings for driver of the meeting. So currently there are 3 drivers sharing the top spot on 3 points. I'm not going to tell you who they are. Might jade your
Yes, it
your
might.
decision.
So I've grown up to know.
And then there's 1, 2, 3, 4 that are sharing second spot, as it were, and then a whole bag full of people sharing third. So let me run through the field as I see it. Sam Blees, he's got a championship, you know. I think he's been rewarded enough, to be honest, for his efforts. Gary Craig's done very well tonight. He's not quite won the championship, but he's come pretty close. Spencer McCarthy's done excellently well. We saw a great bit of sportsmanship from him, letting Gary take the second place in that last race in order to draw the points closer. I think that's worthy of notoriety in the best possible way, of course. Wobbly is wobbly. He actually did really well tonight, which I don't know. Can I vote for him? Probably not. He's the traitor. Adam Wright's done a great job tonight. He was very competitive, very racy. He's done some great videos for the stream as well. You've got to take that into account, I think, necessarily. Maybe not. Let's just keep it to the racing. Carl Hardy, I don't know whether Carl Hardy's had a good night or not.
Yes, he did pretty well actually. He came 5th or 6th, didn't he? Yeah, and he maintained his place against a fearsome amount of opposition.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Maybe I'm not rewarding that enough. Matt Elmore was flashing more than he normally does, and that's without him wearing a Mac. Stephen Walker had his own issues. Jamie Jeffrey, he was in the thick of it until a certain point, and then in the second race he just plummeted down the field. I'm not sure what happened there. Tony Walker had a great race, or a great pair of races actually. I think my vote. Have you got a favourite in that lot, by the way?
Yes.
All right, you go with your favourite first, because I want to affect
Okay.
what
Okay.
you do.
Well, I think it's very difficult tonight to choose an outright in that regard. But I was very taken by what Gary said in his interview, the way he spoke about the league and about the other races and everything. I was really very taken by that. So I'm going to give it to Gary for his sportsmanship and his very consistent and brilliant performance throughout the season.
Right. That's very. That's a very sensible vote, and well earned in Gary's case in that situation. He's just a community racer, isn't he? If you know what I mean. When I say that, I mean he's fantastic for the community. So well done to Gary for scoring Alan's vote. My vote is going to be similarly placed, but not the same person. So my vote is going to go for Mr. Third Place, Spencer McCarthy. He came third in the first race, third in the second race, third in the championship, but notably his comments about the championship and the teamwork and the community and letting Gary go to draw the points closer at the end. I think that requires some sort of specific character from someone, and that needs to be rewarded. So my vote is going to Spencer McCarthy on this occasion. So the big question is, what does it do to the points? And what it does mean is that Spencer McCarthy wins the most coveted trophy in the whole of racing, whether it's simulated or otherwise, the Driver of the Meeting trophy for Backfire Simsport TV TCR Challenge Season 12. He's won by 1 point over the following racers, because there's quite a few of them on 3 points. Gary Craig, who you voted for, Jamie Jeffrey and David Johansson. And then on 2 points was Adam Wright, Jamie Wilson, Tony Yates, and then on 1 point were Stephen Walker, Carl Hardy, JB, Ant Woodward, Tony Walker, and Jason, with Sam Blease as well in that 1 point mix. But Spencer McCarthy out there with 4 points for Driver of the Meeting. A great performance this season.
Yay.
How on earth are we going to better this next time?
I'm not sure that you can better that. If we could equal it, I think we'd be more than delighted, wouldn't we?
I would be elated with that result. And with that in mind, we look forward to season 13, which starts in a fortnight's time. We don't know where, because I've not looked at the official race format yet. We've got some meetings to have along the way. We may have a new sponsor. We're not entirely sure right now. But we will have that confirmed in due course, so keep your eyes on all our social feeds. Keep your eye on Twitter, which we are fully engrossed with, thanks to Alex Lado from the V8 ESC League, who's supporting us with that. Thanks to Adam again for his videos this season, for all our publicity. Thanks to Alan, because you've been fantastic in the booth. There'll be a whiskey flowing your way in the not too distant future, I can guarantee it. And thanks to all the racers that turned up. All the races, it's been well attended this season, absolutely. It makes for such a community, such a brilliant broadcast. And ultimately, thanks to Sam Blease for taking the championship plaudits yet again. Getting himself yet another yellow banner. We're going to have to come up with a new banner for people that have won it multiple times. He's been a fantastic champion. We look forward to season 13. I'm going to wrap up this broadcast and this season and hand you over to Alan to do the same. Thank you again to everybody that watched. You're what makes the community work. You're the reason that we turn up each week, and I applaud you. Thank you very much, and I'll see you next season.
Oh, isn't that lovely? Pete does put things so nicely. So yes, that was another alarmingly good season. Honestly, I've been on my seat, the edge of my seat so much it's worn away. So I'll be very happy to see you all again next season, and we can look forward to more of the same. Thank you very much.